Are back deep for Denver. Don Criqui with Paul McGuire at sold out Mile High Stadium. Ball hit deep downfield by John Carney, and it'll not come out of the end zone as Alton Montgomery fields it and downs the ball. So John Elway set to lead the Denver Broncos offense out. 1st and 10 at his 20-yard line. John Elway now in his 10th year. And these are his offensive line blockers. A rookie who played for Bobby Ross at Georgia Tech. Freeman starts at left tackle. Davidson, Karts, Wydell, and Lanier across the front. Lanier's the best. Gaston, Green, and Perryman are the runners behind Elway. Mark Jackson, Derek Russell, the wideouts. Clarence Kay at tight end. Denver uses as many different formations and shifts as any team in the NFL. Lone running back formation. Gaston Green is the runner on 1st down and 10. Green turns it wide for Gary Plummer, an inside linebacker, number 50, knocked him down. Last week, the strong Kansas City running game, Paul McGuire, was held to under 70 yards rushing by this San Diego defense up front. Bert Grossman at left end. Blaze Winter and George Thornton are the tackles, and Leslie O'Neal, a top pass rusher who also is a good run stopper. He's at end. Rolling Plummer and the great Junior Seau back the line. Bird and Blaylock at the corners. Blaylock's a target. Bird is one of the best. They'll be working on Blaylock. Deep safeties are Fields, second-year man Stanley Richard, who's evolving into one of the best free safeties in the league. Elway throws on 2nd down and 4. 1st down and plenty more. As Derek Russell makes the reception, turns upfield, and finally Gary Plummer takes him down, but it's outside the 40-yard line of Denver.
What's a great play by Russell. Not only does he catch the ball, but he's going to duck under the defenders. Rolling is one of them coming up, and Blaylock is the other. Watch this. They knock each other off, and he picks up an additional 10 yards. Beautiful.
15-yard gain for the Broncos as Derek Russell, one of the fastest Denver players, comes out wide right at the lower left-hand portion of your screen. Elway to throw on 1st and 10. Clarence Kay, the tight end, swings out. He's cut down after a gain of about 4 yards. Cornerback Tony Blaylock was the man who knocked him down.
It's interesting, talking to Reeves yesterday, and the one thing he said, Crick, is that we have to run the football. We didn't run it last week. We have to run the football. They came out the first play, they ran it. They picked up 3 or 4 yards and 2 straight passes.
He's concerned about his running game and about his pass blocking. Right now, his quarterback, John Elway, has 2nd down coming up. Broncos need 5. No score, opening drive. Robert Perryman now in the backfield, along with Greg Lewis. Lewis on a draw. That's a guy. Gaston Green takes it to the outside and crosses midfield. He has a 1st down. Gaston Green with good upfield quickness, lateral movement. He's ahead for a gain of 7 yards and a 1st down.
This is a draw play. Watch Gaston Green. There's no hole up the middle. So he breaks it back to the outside. He gets excellent blocking downfield. Arthur Marshall actually got a good block downfield and enables Gaston Green to pick up the 1st down. That's just a heads-up play because there was nothing in the middle.
Green, a terrific back with a wonderful attitude. Guy kind of got really lights up a team. Got his real chance when he came to Denver. Didn't play at Los Angeles with the Rams, even though he was a top draft choice. Gaston Green is UCLA's all-time leading rusher in his first season as a Bronco. Gained over 1,000 yards and went to the Pro Bowl. Gaston Green again, not tall at 5'10", weighs about 194. Junior Seau plugged the run, number 55, who many, Paul, feel is evolving into one of the best defensive players in the NFL.
You know, it's really interesting talking to Junior Seau yesterday, and you'll watch him come down the line of scrimmage. Actually, the play is stopped in the middle. But Junior Seau, he's one of those guys that loves to play this game. He has no problems with it, no complaints. He's just having a great time.
Well, like Bill Arnsparger told us yesterday, the defensive coordinator, he not only loves to play, he loves to practice. He just likes being around football. 2nd down and 9 comes up as Elway takes a drop in the scoreless game. Time to throw deep. Instead, he swings it out. Perriman has the ball. He's out to the 41-yard line where Henry Rolling and Gary Plummer, 2 of the San Diego linebackers, take him down.
This has got to drive Arnsparger crazy because watch how much time that Elway has. Just concentrate on Elway, number 7. Look at what he's doing. He's standing in the middle of the pocket. Nobody's there. Winter doesn't get there. Thornton doesn't get there. And he has time to get Perriman back on the outside to pick up 6 yards. That'll drive a defensive coordinator nuts. You cannot give Elway that much time.
There's Bill Arnsparger, who designed the no-name defense with the Miami Super Bowl championship teams in the 70s. Went to the Giants as head coach, went back to Miami, and then had the Killer Bees defense. Here's a throw and a catch. Beautifully thrown ball, and Derek Russell, coming off the left flank, is right there to take it in, absorb the hard hit, and he's ahead for yet another Denver first down. Stanley Richard got him.
What they did is they circled out Arthur Marshall out of the backfield, and he also came across the middle. They both basically ended up in the same spot. Derek Russell didn't get over as far, but you're going to see two players going past Elway was Marshall. You see right here, there's Russell, and there on the left is Marshall. I don't think Marshall is supposed to be in that far.
San Diego's defense getting rocked back now. The Chargers have not won here at Mile High Stadium since '86. They've lost their last 5 here. Elway going for the end zone. Open man is Jackson. It's a touchdown for the Broncos.
Watch this pump fake. He's going to freeze Floyd Fields right here. That freezes number 26. When he does that, Mark Jackson is in the end zone. You see, that's Gil Byrd coming up. I don't think that's his man. I think the man who was supposed to cover him was Floyd Fields, number 26, and Elway just throws him.
Now the point after try by David Treadwell is up and good. A 32-yard scoring play. John Elway to Mark Jackson, the 7-year veteran from Purdue. We welcome those of you who've been watching Kansas City and Seattle as the Chiefs go to 2-0 in the AFC West. Today defeating Seattle 26-7. John Elway engineering an opening drive all the way into the end zone.
He's going to pump right here. When he does that, it's all over. Now Jackson is already in the end zone. Watch how far away he is. It's now touchdown. Gil Byrd was frozen. Fields was frozen.
San Diego's defense getting burned. There was nothing wrong with the Chargers defense in opening day. They gave up just 7 points and less than 200 yards to Kansas City. It was special teams breakdowns and interceptions that really cost them the game.
Didn't someone say they hoped Elway did something early?
That's what Dan Reeves was talking about. He wants to get a fast start, and Elway just got one. As Brad Delwizo now kicks off for the Broncos, a high spinning kick. Eric Bieniemy, who played at nearby Colorado, downs the ball. It'll come out to the 20-yard line, and here is Stan Humphries, who started 5 games during his career with the Redskins, getting his first start as a San Diego Charger. Bobby Ross, his coach, said last night, I expect him to play well. I just don't want him to feel he has to do everything himself. Swain, Moton, Courtney Hall, a budding all-pro player at center. David Richards and Leo Goaz across the front. 2 huge runners. Marion Butts starts. You'll also see a lot of Bernstein in there, another great big runner. Chargers have good offensive weapons. They just have to tie their offense together. Hasn't been in sync. Broncos often blitz on first down with a safety. To the run they go, and it's Greg Craig in the nose tackle, making the stop on the runner. Marion Butts, who's been to the Pro Bowl the last 2 years. He may have the carry. There's the front 7 for the Denver Broncos now. Kroll was the defensive rookie of the year at outside linebacker number 51, rookie defensive player of the year. Brooks, the leading tackler. Mecklenburg, a 5-time Pro Bowler. A very strong secondary. Braxton Henderson, underrated cornerbacks. Smith and Atwater, Pro Bowl safeties. And 2nd and 8. Humphries again goes to the run, and again Marion Butts turns it up. It's hard ahead. He's to the 24-yard line. Where's Simon Fletcher, number 73, and the all-pro safety Steve Atwater combined on the tackle.
Simon Fletcher. Kenny Walker also gets out to the outside, and when he does that, 96. Watch him move to the outside. Mecklenburg, 77, coming up on the inside. And here comes Simon Fletcher, getting off the block of Ronnie Harmon and making the play. It's just solid team defense. San Diego, they cannot win this football game by just running it. And that's what Bobby Ross talked about. He wants a passing game.
Well, they have to throw right now. 3rd down and 8. Almost 8. Humphries with a deep drop. gets time. Now he's got to run. He's got room to go for the first down as Humphries takes it ahead and slides to a halt, but he does get the first down for the Chargers. Atwater comes in late. Michael Brooks also on the stop. Penalty markers down on the Atwater hit.
Personal foul. Defense. Unnecessary roughness. 15 yards. First down.
A little bit more like unnecessary mugging. Humphries goes back, and the protection is pretty good, but there's no one open. Credit the defensive secondary. Now, after Humphries goes down, watch what happens. He gets hit right in the head.
Brooks who hit him late.
It wasn't. Yeah, he gets hit in the head by Brooks and not by Atwater.
Michael Brooks with the late hit. So the first down run by the quarterback, Stan Humphries. 15 yards added on the personal foul, and the Chargers down 7-0 have the ball out to their 47-yard line. Deep drop, blitz, throw, and an incomplete pass. It'll be second down and 10. Humphries was going to running back Ronnie Harmon out of the backfield, as Stan Humphries is a big guy, 6'1", 235 pounds. Takes a pop from Kenny Walker.
He does from Kenny Walker, but the other thing, too, is what Denver Broncos are doing in the secondary, especially with Ronnie Harmon, which they think they're going to be able to get away with it, is cover Harmon anything short coming out of the backfield with linebackers.
Harmon had 6 catches against the Chiefs, but they did not feel he had a good game. He had that one bungled kickoff return where he tipped the ball out of bounds at the 2. That's how the Chargers started the game against the Chiefs. Second down and 10, the best. Anthony Miller goes wide to the right. Best receiver for the Chargers, but Butts runs with the ball, and he's got room to go. Marion Butts blasting through people. Finally, the 220-pound, 230-pound safety Atwater tackled him.
Good blocking by the offensive line, but the man that makes the mistake is Mike Kroll, number 51. You see him on the top of your screen, quick, way to the outside. Watch what he does. He gets hooked inside. I'm just saying, excellent blocking on the outside, and then you've got Butts going downfield. Watch this. He gets hooked back to the inside. Excellent block by Walker, and when he does that, he's back to the outside. Derek Walker, number 89, makes the block. Good play.
Real good play. Chargers keep the drive alive. After Humphries came in to relieve Galliano against the Chiefs, he directed a scoring drive for San Diego. Gets 7 of 10 passes in that game. On first down, he looks to throw again. A quick timing pattern. Ooh, those are the kind that go back the other way, and that one almost did, as Tyrone Braxton had an open play on the ball. Fortunately for Humphries, Paul, he had a lot of pop on it. He couldn't catch it.
Oh, I'll tell you, and when you end up looking at one player the whole time, watch Humphries' head. He's looking at Harmon the whole time. When you do that, it gives the defensive back Braxton, who is an excellent corner, a chance to make a jump on the ball. If he catches it, it'll be 14-0.
Simon Fletcher, who's led the Broncos in sacks the last 4 years, said, if you stop Butts and you stop Bernstein from running the ball, you'll beat San Diego. Butts has run well early in this game. Denver leads it 7-0 on a 32-yard Elway to Jackson touchdown pass. Humphries lets her rip long. What a play by Miller as he comes down with the ball. They rule he's out of bounds. Dim recovery. And no replay to get a reversal. It looked like a good catch.
I'm going to tell you something. This is incredible. They ran a play-action pass. Now the referees are talking it over. But they run a play-action pass. Here's the only man downfield. It's Anthony Miller. Now, does he come down with the ball? They're talking it over. The ball is taken away, but it's after he hits and comes out of bounds. They are going to call it a catch. You were right the first time. They're moving the ball inside the 25-yard line. He catches the ball, and then the ball is taken away by Demery. And that's without a replay, folks. That's 2 officials talking it over.
Here's a final in from Cincinnati. 14 minutes into overtime, Jim Breach kicked a field goal for the Cincinnati Bengals, and they beat the Raiders 24-21, so the Raiders off to an 0-2 start.
And David Shula, 2-0.
Yeah.
Well, David didn't do it.
He hasn't hurt, though.
No.
He's winning them over in Cincinnati. Now it's first down. Humphries takes a look. Fires on the run. And he skips it in. Miller was going for the ball. Anthony Miller, who was not at all pleased with his play last year. He has great ability. In '89, he caught 75 passes for over 1,200 yards. Was a first-team All-Pro player. Very motivated to have a big year.
Yeah, he is. And last week, Anthony dropped 3. He's a tremendous receiver, but it's very difficult when on that last play that they gave him the catch. He was the only guy downfield. Now Butts was out into the flat, but actually deep when you only have one wide receiver. Now there's two in there. Nate Lewis is in there along with him.
Nate Lewis is wide to the right, wide to the top of your screen. Second down and 10 arises for the San Diego Chargers. Butts booming ahead. Marion Butts, a 250-pound running back who was a blocking back at Florida State, ironically for Sammy Smith, who the Broncos acquired in a trade, but he hasn't been playing because of an injury. Marion Butts has gone to the Pro Bowl his first 2 years in the NFL.
Now Michael Brooks made the tackle. Butts goes off, and Ronnie Harmon comes on, and you've got to believe that with Stan Humphries being new, the guy he's going to look for coming out of the backfield the majority of the time is going to be Ronnie Harmon, number 33.
Third down. As you see, they need 7. Blitz. Humphrey stands in, lets it go to the end zone, and just overshoots at tight end Derek Walker. Humphreys pounds the turf. He knew he had an open man, but the pressure was on. Dennis Smith was covering, but Walker had a stride on him. It would have had to been a perfect throw.
It would have had to been, because Dennis Smith, as old as he is, and please, Dennis, don't think I'm saying you're really old, but he can close better than any safety I've seen in the National Football League for a lot of years, and it better be on target because he had Walker covered.
And you get it near Dennis Smith, you think it's over his head, but this guy is a 7-foot high jumper, or was at USC, where he won 3 letters in track in addition to being an all-pro safety. Prior to coming to the NFL, he's evolved into an all-pro. He's been to the Pro Bowl 5 times. Now John Carney will attempt a long field goal. It looked like it might have been tipped. No good. Broncos take over the ball.
Mohamed Oliver, number 42, is the man that blocked it, I believe. He seemed to get to the inside. Demery, number 29, was also there, but I think it was Mohamed Oliver, number 42, that makes the play. He's the second man in on the left-hand side. Frees it right here. He jumps over. It is. Mohamed Oliver, number 42, is the man that gets the ball. Coming inside, they had 2 guys out on the blocker on the corner. And I think that's Hendrickson, number 34, and he couldn't get either one of them.
We welcome those of you who've been watching the Cincinnati Bengals and the LA Raiders, a game won by Cincinnati 24-21 in overtime. This is Don Criqui with Paul McGuire. The Denver Broncos, who went 80 yards in 8 plays their first possession, scoring an Elway pass to Jackson. Now take over the ball, 1st and 10 at their 20 again. Gaston Green tries a slant run, but San Diego's Gary Plummer and Junior Seau shut it down. 5:29 to go in the first quarter, clock running.
You know, when you got to have a guy like Junior Seau, number 55, on the field, I mean, what choices do you have? You're going to run away from him? He's going to catch you. You're going to run at him? He's going to hit you. I mean, he is going to be, if not, he's in that top echelon. It's one of the best linebackers in professional football. He is just a terrific player.
No
He's
question.
got my old number here.
Is that right, 55?
55, yeah.
And you wore that at San Diego?
No, I wore it at Buffalo. That doesn't make any difference.
You played at San Diego?
Yeah, I played at Buffalo. I played everywhere.
Elway's hit 5 of 5 throws for 67 yards, and this one almost a pick. He was looking at Clarence Kay, his tight end. Coming up on the ball and making a play on it was Floyd Fields, the strong safety for San Diego.
You know, Elway, I swear when I see this guy sometimes I think he has eyes in the back of his head, because he steps up just at the right moment to throw the ball. And the backside is coming. And I don't know, is that Thornton, number 93? I'm not sure. Or is it Leslie O'Neal? What's Leslie O'Neal? Now he's there. Elway steps up. Leslie O'Neal can't get back to him, even though I know he's blocked. But it just seems that Elway knows when to step up.
Elway now 5 of 6 throwing the ball, including the 32-yard touchdown pass. Third down and 10. Elway's going to run for it. He is taken down at the 28-yard line, just short of a first down.
He didn't make it. Darren Carrington, who was with the Broncos.
Hunter's out, Paul. They've got to kick the ball.
Elway steps up just at the right time again and almost gets the first down. Watch Darren Carrington. Watch the save. The tackle he makes, grabs Elway, pulls it back. No first down. Good play by the defense.
Chargers now drop back Eric Bieniemy. There's Mike Horan, the punter for Denver. Bieniemy was an All-American at Colorado. High punt. Angle to the near sideline, back to the 15-yard line. So again, the Chargers take over with the long field to go. There is the guilty party, Stanley Richard, who has been a rising star in his second year. Calls himself the sheriff. Says he lays down the law, but admits last year because of some poor performances, some people were calling him Deputy Dog out in San Diego. He's from Texas, though, and he's also, Arnsparger says, one of the young leaders of the team, but that wasn't a leadership play, which Stanley will look to make up for. Personal foul.
One thing happens, Cricket. Alton Montgomery hits him, okay, and then you retaliate. And when you retaliate, you're usually the guy that's going to get caught. It's always the second guy that makes the hit. There's the guy that started it.
The Chargers try again. They move the ball well their first possession, then had a field goal attempt tipped. There is a handoff and butts right up the middle behind the good block on the linebacker by Courtney Hall, the center. Marion Butts is ahead.
You're talking about Courtney Hall at the beginning, going to be an all-pro, one of the great players. Watch him here on Cragen. 53 on 71. You want to see a takedown? Here it comes. Boom! That's a block, and he buries Cragen right in the hole. That's super.
And Eric Moten, a 300-pound guard from Michigan State, collapsed the backer, and there was a gain on the play of only 3 yards. Second and a long 6. Humphries gets time. He's running out of it. Man, he's got the big time heat on the throw, but it's too low and uncatchable to Nate Lewis.
All right, on running plays, Cragen is blocked by the center. Okay? Now, watch on passing plays. Watch how many guys block him. Here's Courtney Hall. Now he'll just drop him off to the left to Moten, and he'll go back to the other side to Richards. There's like 900 pounds bouncing you around.
Now, Paul, everybody in the ball yard knows what Stan Humphries has to do. Drop back and let it fly against an all-out pass rush. Broncos will be blitzing. Brooks comes up. Look at them all jump in. Here comes a safety blitz from Smith. They pick it up. Humphries now looks. He's in trouble, gets it away, and it's incomplete, as the Broncos send 7 men after Stan Humphries.
Atwater was the safety that was blitzing, and there's a flag outside. That ball wasn't catchable. So I don't know if that flag, it's not going to stay up. But watch this. Here it comes. They get Atwater. They actually double team Atwater. And Humphries does the smart thing. He gets it way back to the outside. The flag is already down. It was motion against the offense. I know there could be a pass interference because the ball wasn't catchable.
John Kidd in to punt the ball for the first time for San Diego. Broncos could come out of this with real good field position. There's Arthur Marshall, a rookie free agent from Georgia, who's done a terrific job here at Denver.
Nice guy he is.
Very sharp young guy, and he made the big play in that winning drive last Sunday night against the Raiders, a 36-yard pass reception that set up the winning touchdown. Big punt downfield by Kidd. Marshall from the 20 to the 25 to the 30, and there he's taken down. Donald Frank comes up along with Darren Carrington. 61-yard punt by Kidd and a 10-yard return. So the Broncos holding to a 7-0 lead, leading the game 7-0. Elway directed an opening drive, 80 yards, hitting Mark Jackson from 32 yards out in the end zone on the payoff end. Derek Russell in motion. Elway takes a look, fires it out, goes to one of the tight ends, Shannon Sharp. He's ahead for a gain of 8. Henry Rolling makes the tackle, but it brings up 2nd down and 2 for the Broncos.
I think a point to be made here about Elway is last year there was a big thing about Elway calling his own plays. He does not do that anymore, and it was his decision. He went to Dan Reeves and said, hey, look, I'd like to have you call him and take some of that burden off of me. I think it's a lot better if I don't worry about calling all these plays. Even though he sees an awful lot on that field, it's nice to have someone call plays for you, as far as he's concerned.
Reeves said he did a very good job calling the plays, John Elway, but just too much going on. It's better to have a whole coaching staff, most of them looking on from above, making the calls, as Blaze Winters makes the stop on Greg Lewis. Blaze Winters, number 96 of San Diego, was out of football, made a tape of his previous games and sent it around to NFL teams. The better to support his wife, they have 1 child and are expecting twins. Chargers like what they saw on the tape and brought him in.
I like that.
Yeah.
He's his own agent.
His own agent.
That's good.
They're down and less than 1 for the Broncos. Boom. Lots of Chargers are there to stop that. This San Diego run defense is tough. The Chiefs found it out last week. And the Broncos find it out twice today as they're stopped on 3rd downs at short yardage twice now. And Haran is back out to punt for Denver.
It's safe to say that nobody blocked anybody. And San Diego's defensive line just went straight ahead. They got the jump, made the push. Watch this. There's no blocking. Everybody stood up right in the hole. There's no place to go. And they just forced that wall. Number 50, Gary Plummer, just gets back and pushes everything backwards. Stop is made. 4th down.
The enemy is back again. Again, the punt is angled by Haran. It'll angle out of bounds. The spot is made with 51 seconds to play in the first quarter. And the San Diego Chargers will take over the ball at their 28-yard line. That's where they'll go with Bobby Ross having Humphries at quarterback in a moment. Again, against a big Denver rush, the Chargers have moved the ball, although their last possession they couldn't get anywhere. He is the last in a long line of quarterbacks to try and succeed at San Diego after the retirement of Dan Fouts.
Who's in the pocket? A lot of guys, Bubba, way before you. It's your turn now.
The last 6 opening days, the Chargers have started a different quarterback and lost all 6. Bob Galliano was the starter last week, relieved by Humphries midway through the Chiefs game. First and 10. Here's Bernstein turning it up. Guy averaging 5 yards per carry for his career. This is a runaway Bronco playing for the Chargers. Kenny Walker finally runs him down.
Kenny Walker held on for dear life. We got somebody hurt out there, but Bernstein, you talk about a load. Watch this off to the right. They're pulling the backside. Excellent blocking by the offensive line. Now watch this. Try to hit the ball out. Look at Kenny Walker. How many yards does he get after that? 7. It's not bad.
Wyatt Henderson is coming off the field. Wyatt Henderson, the right cornerback. He turned an ankle. First down on the carry by Bernstein. Right back. There's penalty markers down, and so is Bernstein as he's taken down at the 49-yard line by Carl Mecklenburg.
Mecklenburg and Kroll, 77-51. Legal motion by the offense. They'll refuse this.
Mecklenburg in his 10th year, Paul, and as the defensive coordinator Wade Phillips was telling us yesterday, he's playing better than ever. 5 times a Pro Bowl player.
And I also asked him about Kroll, who was, you know,
Illegal motion. Offense number 67. Penalty is declined. 2nd down.
Leo Goez. But we asked him about Kroll.
Yes, Paul, he said we have a very committed and a very contending team if we can get it together and make some big plays and not turn it over.
They really do. That's the big thing with both Reeves and Bobby is that they don't turn the ball over. But the one thing San Diego has to do, that he says, they have to win a close game. Not any game. They have to win a close game. And like most teams that are struggling.
Would winning big be all right?
Oh, yeah, it'd be fine. But they like to win a close game because it would show the quality of this team. But the one thing about, you know, football teams that struggle, I'll let you do this. I'll get back to it.
Good play by the Chargers as Humphries looks to a tight end. Really, Derek Walker functioning as an H-back in motion. Swings out, and Humphries leads him perfectly. A first down connection, a gain ahead for about 14 yards.
Well, one of the things I was saying about a young team that's struggling, Rick, they got to learn how to win. San Diego really has not won in a long time consistently, so that's something that they have to do. And that when you win a game that's close in your division, it shows you the character of your football team.
Humphries has hit 2 of 8 passes for 30 yards. Deep drop, pump fake. Here comes the rush, and they're going to get him. Humphries is swept under. First sack of the day for the Denver Broncos. Kenny Walker, number 96, and Brian Soche, number 70, were there to get him.
Soche gets there first, but 96, Kenny Walker, watch on the top. You talk about persistent play. Watch 96 on the top side. Swain is blocking him. He stays, he stays, he stays. He keeps coming. There he is making the play. That's hustle. That's hustle.
Wade Phillips, the defensive coordinator for the Denver Broncos. His players like him. He doesn't like to be called coach. He wants him to call him Wade. One day, David Treadwell, the kicker, said to him, "Hi, coach." Wade Phillips said to David Treadwell, "Hi, kicker." Right now, a break in the action with 13:53 to play in the first half. A fright Wade. Closing in on Halloween. It's now second down and about 17 to go as Humphries again sprints back. He gets some blocks, but he's still got to let it go. And finally, he hits one of the assistant coaches. Arnsparger might have made a play on that.
I got to tell you, you talk about hustle. Simon Fletcher, number 73, gets knocked down by two guys, gets up, and he was one of the guys that put the last little bit of heat on Stan Humphries. I mean, you talk about hustle. This guy, watch him. Watch 73. He's got on the right of the screen. He gets knocked down. All right, now watch what happens. Back up. That's hustle, Crick. That's moving it.
Well, Simon has led the Broncos in sacks the last 4 years. Big, rangy outside linebacker gets down in a three-point on the pass rush. Here comes the heat. This time it's the super fast outside linebacker, Mike Kroll. Second sack of the day for Denver.
Crick, he just runs right by Harry Swain. Swain never even slowed him down. Top side, all you're going to see is Kroll. Swain never got a hand on him.
Punt downfield to Arthur Marshall, fields the ball at his 15-yard line, and he's taken down at the 27.
Denver, Reeves said they have to run the ball 23 yards in the second quarter. That's not good. Passing on the other side, look at San Diego. They have to pass to win. They're not doing that. Ross says we got to pass the ball. Denver can pass. They have Elway. They're not doing what they want to do offensively.
Broncos, whose offense went 3 downs and out last 2 possessions after scoring on their first possession, goes to Gaston Green, turning wide. There's no room to go for Gaston as that good pursuit brings him down. Coming across was Bert Grossman, one of the many #1 draft choices in the Chargers lineup.
Bert's getting married, you know.
Bert's getting married. Bert's a fun guy off the field. Keep you loose.
I'll tell you what, you don't know what he's going to do. He and Junior Seau were in the meeting yesterday, and Bert wanted to critique Junior. He said Junior's learning him. They are a pair.
Grossman thought about retiring last year, talked to a guy he went to Pittsburgh with. He didn't play football and was lucky to get a job for $21,000 a year. Said, I changed my mind. Here comes a throw to Kay, and he turns upfield. First down for Denver out to the 28-yard line. Floyd Fields and Henry Rolling were on the tackle for San Diego. Bert Grossman is a very fiery competitor, and he gets very disappointed when his team doesn't do well. Last year, for a stretch, he wouldn't even change in the locker room. He'd drive home with his helmet on and his shoulder pads, the whole practice gear.
He says he still doesn't shower with him. He just watches you guys shower, and then he gets in his car, and we don't know where he goes. He goes to the beach, I guess.
Here's a handoff to Gaston Green, and again, the Chargers shut down the run. The Arnsparger defense, Paul, a lot more simplified than the defensive systems that the Chargers had been using. Everybody's in a basic position. There's a tremendous amount of film study. During his years at Miami, they used to call Bill Arnsparger one more reel because he never stopped looking at film, looking for that winning edge.
You know, we
much like yourself at Buffalo.
Yes, I love to watch film. That was my life. Yeah, but they weren't football films.
Here's the second down and 9. Oh, they snap to an up back. That's the way to get some running room. Reggie Rivers in the block runs the ball on second down and 9. But again, he's taken down short of a first down. With Bert Grossman on the tackle.
Here it is, 38, Reggie Rivers. It's a direct snap right up the middle. He doesn't get it. Grossman makes the tackle. He's in a pass rush situation. Now what happens with Grossman is he now moves inside. to rush inside, and Junior Seau rushes to the outside if they're going to pass rush. Now, this time it doesn't look like they're going to send Seau. They're going to play basic defense with 5 defensive backs and 2 linebackers.
Third down. Elway needs 6. Hard throw. And the Broncos will have to punt the ball again. Cedric Tillman, a rookie wide receiver from Elkhorn, coming off the flank. John Elway zipping one in, and Tillman couldn't handle it. Good coverage on the play, though, by Gil Byrd of the San Diego Chargers, number 22, who's intercepted more passes in the last 4 years than any player in the NFL.
You see Gil Byrd there. He just gets his arms around the front. No chance to catch the ball. Cedric Tillman didn't have a chance. Just good coverage.
Haran into punt. The enemy into return. Another high punt. The enemy drifts back. At his 20, Rue lost it and found it. And the Chargers will start at their 21. 10 minutes and 17 seconds to go in the first half. And it's remained 7-0 Broncos. Gentleman wearing a barrel there, Paul, just after back after a tough weekend in Vegas.
Yeah, that's a lovely couple there, isn't it?
Happy Halloween. Bernstein breaks it. The big back from Texas A&M, who was an All-American tight end in college, a #1 draft choice of San Diego. Rod Bernstein at 248 pounds. And he takes strides, Paul. They got to be 5 yards long.
Yeah, watch Henry Swain, number 72. Watch what happens to him. He's out of your picture now, but he's going to come back in a minute. Bernstein cuts back inside. Watch this. Bonk. Nice block.
Simon Fletcher finally got it, but it's a first down for San Diego. Back to Bernstein, back to that counter, and again, good yardage as he runs it out to the 37-yard line. He holds that thing like it's a baseball. Rod Bernstein has the good hands.
All you can see is 2 ends of the ball when he puts his hand around it. He's got huge hands. Look at this ball. Where is it? I mean, it's got to be very difficult to fumble.
No, it's actually quite easy.
It is?
Yeah, that happened.
You never fumbled, have you? Oh, Notre Dame. How would they do yesterday? Notre Dame
came out even.
Huh. I just wonder if they played yesterday. Anybody see it?
Oh, you saw your school, the Citadel, now go to 2-0.
2-0. I wonder if that coach quit.
Knocked off Wofford.
Movement.
Table, the best pregame meal of any team in the league. But he said the starters don't want to eat the day of the game. It's the guys that don't play that load up. He's a very light. He's just come out of the game, Greg Cragen. Here's a throw out in the flat, and taking the ball and losing it is the tight end, Derek Walker. Yeah, very nearly a catch and a fumble ball.
Oh, Wyman Henderson just drilled Walker as that ball gets there. And you're right, that is close, but the official was right on target. Humphries gets it out here. Walker catches, bang, hit, never had control of the ball. Good call by the official, right on the ball. You see the official there. But what a hit by Wyman Henderson. There he is.
There's Greg Cragen.
He ate everything, you know that?
Kragowski, that's his real name, Greg Kragowski, is that? He was born Greg Kragowski in Chicago. His father moved to California, shortened the name to Cragen. Played at Utah State. Humphries now 2 of 10 throwing the ball for 15 yards. He's been sacked twice. Markers are down as he looks deep.
Got a free play if he knows it. Simon Fletcher, they bring him down, but that's not going to make any difference. Simon Fletcher, number 73, was offside.
So instead of 3rd and 10, it'll be 3rd and 5, and no sack.
One of the things, Crick, we talked about it last week when we saw Cincinnati and Seattle.
Defenses are doing a good job other than the big yards. The Chargers came up on the Broncos opening possession. Humphries on 3rd and 5, stands in, lets it fly, he makes the connection. And coming down with the ball is Sean Jefferson, number 80, and he's out to the 45-yard line for a first down. So the throw had to be right there. There was great coverage by the Broncos, but Humphries threaded it in.
Yeah, Humphries is just starting to settle down. He's got to get the feel. Remember, he's never seen an AFC team before as a starter. First time ever seeing Denver, ever being there. We've got an injured San Diego Charger on the play, and I believe it's number 72, Harry Swain.
So Harry is attended to, looks to be winded. We'll pause for this word. By Rod Bernstein, who's been taking on Bronco tacklers and winning game long. Fletcher finally pulls him down but there's a gain on the play of 17 yards.
Well, he runs through 3 players. Sean Dronette, also Dennis Smith, and also Carl Mecklenburg. And this shows you power. Watch this. They're all there. Bang, 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 and he's back into the open. Picks up another first down. That's a great run.
17 yards worth as Rod Bernstein now with 5 carries, 52 yards. Back to the power run, a penalty marker down. And if it's an illegal motion, as Mecklenburg makes the step on the ball carrier, and it becomes 1st and 15, the odds are over.
See at the end of the line of scrimmage?
The league's getting a lot tighter on that this year. A lot of times they're setting up the pass block.
Young is not on the line of scrimmage. That's the problem.
Ronnie Harmon makes the catch. He is ahead for a gain of about 5 yards. Got back the lost yardage. Mike Kroll, a linebacker who's one of the fastest Broncos, was back to make the tackle.
Mike Kroll and Michael Brooks. So you got to get that straight. See, Michael and Mike.
Michael had to be fast. He said when he was young, he was the youngest of 13. A lot of older kids chasing him around the house. Second down and 10 for Humphreys and the Chargers, who trail 7-0. Butts. Boom goes Butts. Diving ahead, close to a first down.
On that last play, I don't know why Kroll got taken to the inside again or sucked to the inside again, because you've got 3 tight ends in the game. You've got Young, Walker, and May. And watch this. Kroll is number 51. Butts is getting to the outside. He gets caught to the inside. The chances of them running the ball with 3 tight ends and only 1 wide receiver is about 90%. His job, Kroll, is to stay to the outside. He didn't do that. Enabled Butts to get to the outside. They pick up the first down.
Yes, they do. They beat the odds. Starting 1st and 15, they get the first down in just 2 carries. It's a lot of pressure off the QB when they can run the ball. Yet another penalty marker comes. This is thrown in by the back judge. Too much time.
Okay.
The head coach, what that does not tell you, though, is that he completely turned 2 losing programs around. First at Maryland, then at Georgia Tech. In fact, had a team at Tech that won a share of a national championship.
But again, you still have to start winning in order to sell all of the players on your system.
Hand off. Butts goes boom and takes it down to the 25-yard line. Another 1st and 15 play for San Diego.
Michael Brooks on a play, and you know, when you look at Bernstein and Butts, it's very rare that you see just one man bring him down. Here it comes. Butts up the middle. Excellent blocking by the offensive line. Dronette gets help. I mean, it just, one guy cannot bring, unless you hit him head on, can you bring these guys down?
Second and a long 7 for San Diego. Back to the run. Butts takes a strike. Dennis Smith, the strong safety, comes up, puts all 200 of his pounds full force against the 250 pounds of Marion Butts.
Well, let me just say this. One guy can rattle your fillings a little bit. That's what, what's this hit by number 49, Dennis Smith? Here it comes. Bam! And that slows him down. That knocks him down. I said one guy can't bring him down. He can slow him up a lot. Look at this shot right here. Butts knows he got hit. 3rd down and long. And this is after another penalty.
Yep, they started 1st and 15 after that penalty. 3rd and 8. They're really out of Kearney's field goal range, so they have to hit something here to get in scoring position. Humphreys on 3rd down. Takes a look. Lets it fly. Man is open. Drop ball, penalty marker down in the Denver secondary.
They're going to call.
These big backs, you've got to tackle, you've got to hit and hold on and wait for help. San Diego's gotten down here by running the ball. Now a penalty helps them on 3rd down. Butts runs, turns it up, dives ahead, gets to the 19, 2 tough yards.
Saw Dennis again.
Yeah.
But
no, the other way.
He was really trying to duck underneath Dennis Smith, and he stumbled as he did it. It wasn't running away. Believe me, Butts doesn't run away from anyone. But Dennis Smith, when Butts goes for the hole, there is no hole. Defense is solid here. He cuts back up. Watch, he's going to try and cut underneath Dennis Smith. And when he does, he just stumbles and falls.
First half ticking on down. 3 minutes and 14 seconds to play in it. Denver 7, San Diego nothing. It is. Here's a throw to an open man. Ronnie Harmon turns it up. Makes it down inside the 10-yard line. He's down to the 8. Knocked out of bounds. First and goal, San Diego.
Dennis Smith was looking for a clip downfield by Derek Walker, number 89, at the end of the play. I just can't believe that Ronnie Harmon is as good a receiver as he is, and one of the key receivers in the San Diego offense, comes out of the backfield and no one covered him. The closest man to him was Carl Mecklenburg. It's a nice drive.
Very nice drive. There's been some penalties, but the Chargers have not turned the ball over. Handoff. Butts. Boom again down to the 6-yard line. Greg Craig in the nose tackle. A light nose tackle, but one of the best. In fact, Sports Illustrated a couple of years ago named him a first-team All-Pro player.
And also coming, Steve Atwater, 27. There is Craig. And look at, he's double-teamed at the line of scrimmage. Gets up underneath Butts. Walker's there. Atwater's there. Smith is there. You're talking about two safeties that'll hit you, along with some linebackers and a nose tackle. Play's starting to shake a bit.
Yeah, the Rocky Mountain Thunder starts up. They start to stamp their feet here at Mile High. And there's a timeout on the field with 2:18 to play in the first half. John Elway talking yesterday about how important it is for the Broncos to start fast. And they did, going 80 yards on the opening drive, with Elway throwing to Mark Jackson from 32 yards out for a touchdown. But that's been it as far as offense has gone for the Broncos since then.
There are two tired football teams out there. The offensive line is tired. The defense of Denver is tired.
Barry Swain's going off, Paul, a big left tackle for the Chargers, being helped off. It's tough to carry 300 pounds Mile High.
Well, this air gets to you, you know.
There's not enough of it.
There's Swain. He seems to be getting off by himself. He's not limping or anything. That's a good sign.
Be sure to stay with NBC tonight for an all-new episode. The Cowboy running back scored 42 touchdowns for the Dallas Cowboys. Right now, he's hoping his defense can keep the San Diego Chargers out of the end zone. Marion Butts down close. He's down to the goal line. No touchdown signal, but he's just about point-blank range. His third down and less than a yard comes up. So the Chargers doing a very sound job of running the ball, Paul. Very consistent running game. Very powerful football. They got to put it up. And Bernstein, and the Broncos are there to throw him back. And that brings up a critical call for San Diego. 4th down and goal. So Dan Reeves now waits to see what his counterpart Bobby Ross elects to do. Stalls, and they'll have to try a field goal. You remember the earlier one, a long one by John Carney, was partially tipped and no good. 1:38 to play in the first half. Snap and set down are good, and so is Carney's kick, and the Chargers are on the board. 1:34 to play in the first half. It is now Denver 7 and San Diego 3. So Bobby Ross's team gets off the schneid, but does not get in the end zone.
But it's important to score before the half. I mean, it's only a 7-3 ball game now, and Bobby, he said that's okay. That's all right. At least we got on the board. I mean, the
Broncos, Elway will have 1:34 to work with. He can take a football team a long way in that amount of time. Catching it on the fly and running the ball up the field is Alton Montgomery. He's across the 20. And that is where the Denver Broncos will try a final drive of the first half.
All right, Arthur Marshall has been gone since midway through the first quarter on that, or no, the second, right at the beginning of the second quarter when he got hurt on that punt return. But he's back on the sidelines now. He's out of the locker room. Question is, will he be able to play? He's got his helmet on. He may be getting in. It's a familiar face, Ricky Nattil. There's Marshall.
Arthur Marshall limped off earlier, but he's set to go. He was the guy that caught the 36-yarder in that winning drive against the Raiders when the Broncos went 85 yards in 7 plays en route to that 17-13 come-from-behind win last Sunday night. Elway from the shotgun. Lost it long. Coverage is good. Ricky Nattiel running the fly, and right with him stride for stride was number 25, Sean Van Horst.
There's no reason to throw that ball to Ricky Nattiel on the outside unless Elway was just dumping the ball off, and he's throwing it downfield with no one had a chance because Van Horst, number 25, had perfect coverage on Ricky Nattiel. You got plenty of time. The thing about it is you only have one timeout, that you being Denver. The middle is open. They will give you the middle of the field. So if Elway wants to throw the ball, the best place to throw this ball with 1:25 is still down the middle.
Second and 10. Here comes the heat. Elway escapes it as he's done so many times. Waves the receiver long. Jackson's out there. A little too much on it. The San Diego defenders have been told time and again, and they're doing it well, by their head defensive coordinator, Bill Arnsparger, as you know, Paul, not to cheat up when Elway starts to run, to stay with their receivers. That's where he breaks the big plays. Guys come up thinking he's going to run, and he beats you deep with a throw.
Well, when Elway comes up, what he does, he has presence of mind to know where the line of scrimmage is, so he stops. Now watch this coverage in the secondary. See Elway? He backs off. Now he sends him. He says, now get downfield. Jackson starts downfield, but the coverage is there.
That ball traveled a long way in the air.
That's just thin air.
70-yard throw by Elway, but a bit long.
Elway has to take his last time out because well, they've corrected it on defense. You know, look at last week, San Diego. Neither one of these teams did anything on third down, and today they're really not doing anything on third down. But at least the Chargers have done it defensively. They stopped a little bit.
There's motioning the line back with some time to operate. 1:16 to go. Third down coming up.
And 2 timeouts. So they could get it in pretty good field position. First, you have to stop at number 7.
That's right. Third down. Broncos need 15. Elway looks, lets her rip. Picked off by Gil Bird. That's the 7th time he's intercepted John Elway, and Gil Bird isn't done till he's inside the 20. Still going down to the 16-yard line. So with 58 seconds left, the Chargers defense comes up with a big play, and they're happy, as you can see, to have it. 45-yard return, Paul.
Well, Elway goes back, and he's trying to throw this ball everything he has. But the problem is he's throwing the ball downfield to Derek Russell, number 85. Now watch Elway heave it. There are 4 Chargers there. Bert Grossman, he knows he's going to get drilled. Grossman gets up in the air. That's a good hit by Grossman. Everything clean. But look at the people down there. Gil Bird's down there. Everyone's down there in a position. Richards is down there. Blaylock is down there. I mean, they just had too many people down there. Should not have thrown the ball in the first place. Throw the ball away to the left. Gilbert picks him off again. They're inside the 20. They have 58 seconds and 2 timeouts.
Great second look. Our producer today for NBC Sports, Glenn Adamo. Our director, John Gilmartin. Executive producer, Terry O'Neill. As they go to the run, Ronnie Harmon stutter stepping. Still not done. Turns it up, turns it in. He's inside the 10. He's not done. He's going in, standing up. The play of the season for the Chargers, and a marker's down.
There is a flag down. There is a flag down. And it's against San Diego. Kroll, number 51, Mike Kroll, made a great play at the line of scrimmage on Harmon. But Harmon turned this thing into a tremendous run. Ronnie Harmon, we say about him catching the ball all the time, but
could be a hold, Paul, on Eric Moten.
Illegal use of the hands on the offense, number 83.
10-yard
penalty.
That's Anthony Miller.
First down.
Miller is the guilty party.
Anthony, what a tremendous run, though, by Ronnie Harmon. Anthony Miller, number 83. Look at this. He's hitting from the back, and he's pushing him down. Once you see the name, you don't do it. And you know, he really didn't have to do anything because Harmon had already had the defender beaten. What a great run by Ronnie Harmon.
But it all's for naught. Now it's 1st and 20. Here's Humphrey. Markers down all over as he throws, makes a connection down to the 20-yard line. Coming back at the ball was Sean Jefferson, number 80.
And markers again. This is getting sloppy.
Traffic. It is caught by Ronnie Harmon. So his touchdown run denied. Harmon comes up with a more spectacular play.
And San Diego calls a timeout. I'm telling you, what a play.
No markers.
Ronnie Harmon has just been outstanding. Running with the ball, catching the ball. I mean, there was a personality conflict in Buffalo when they let him go, and I thought it was one of the worst things they could have ever done. But watch this. He makes a one-handed catch downfield. Humphries throws this ball over the defenders. Watch Harmon. Right there. Bang. Pulls the ball in. Get it in your chest. Nice play. Atwater trying to steal the ball away. Just misjudged the ball. You've got to go through the player. Watch Harmon's hand. One-handed into your chest. What a great catch. And Dennis Smith saves a touchdown.
That'll make the late news. Coming up next, we've got 34 seconds to go in the first half. The interception of Elway by Gilbert set this one up. Here's Humphries looking. If nobody's there, he throws for a touchdown. He guns it to Nate Lewis, looking to throw it away if nobody was open. Then he spotted Lewis get free, and he drilled that tight spiral right in, and the Chargers, a big underdog, take the lead with 28 seconds to play in the half.
And this is what's going to make Bobby Ross happy, is throwing the football. And I said you have to throw the football to win. But that time, Stan Humphries comes out to the outside, and you're absolutely right. Watch this throw. I mean, here comes Fletcher in. He waits till the last second, and he just drills that ball to the inside. Nate Lewis, touchdown. What a perfect throw and a great catch.
So the Chargers keeping hope alive with a big defensive play late in the first half. Now take the lead. John Carney looking to extend it with a point after. It's up and good, and with 28 seconds to go in the half, it is now the San Diego Chargers 10, the Denver Broncos 7. But a good one. Joe Ferguson, he was a great one, never got credit. Bobby Hebert, the throwing Cajun. Tommy Hodson, Stan Humphries. Bert Jones, he was a great one. So was Yelbert and Abraham Tittle. Who was the only guy to catch a touchdown pass from Y.A. Tittle and hit a home run off Sandy Koufax?
Harry Dittmer.
No, Alvin Dark.
Ah, I was so close.
The big thing is you tried.
I had the last name starting with a D, though, didn't I?
Yeah.
That was good.
You were gaining on it before I gave the answer. Here's Carney bouncing the ball downfield. The up back picks it up. Breaks it. Look out, look out. Room to run. Turning the corner and turning upfield is Reggie Johnson, and he is all the way across midfield down to the 42-yard line, and now Elway, the master of the last-minute drive, comes out with 20 seconds left in the first half.
And all he has to do, he's got 20 seconds. He can throw the ball at least twice, possibly 3 times. All he really has to do is to pick up about 10 to 12 yards, and they're in a position to tie the ball game. 34-yard return. Johnson, what a great run. Reggie Johnson, he tried a little squib kick to the wall. He was in the wall, picked it up, got a super block downfield, and brought the ball inside the 45 to the 43. Here they come. A lot of people out there. Wide receivers, 5 of them.
Here comes the rush, and they get Elway all the way back at the 40. Leslie O'Neal, one of the guys that Bill Arnsberger calls one of my core players. We have some great number ones who form the nucleus of what could be a standout defense, and he put Leslie O'Neal at the top of the list, along with Sayo.
All right, Leslie O'Neal gets through. All right, but Russell Freeman, is the guy that was blocking on him. What they did that time is the Denver Broncos had no one in the backfield to help out. They just sent a 4-man rush. San Diego got to Elway. That's the half.
And the half, which started beautifully for Dan Reeves in his second quarter to come from behind and lead this game 10-3, 10-7. Long kick by Del Weeso carries out of the end zone. Chargers go from their 20.
Wasn't pretty at the beginning, was it, in the first quarter for the Chargers? They had a blocked field goal. They had a 10-play drive, though. The field goal was blocked. Then you got 3 in punt, 5 in punt. And then came the 15-play drive, and that was an excellent drive. They took it from their own 21 on down, and they got a field goal out of it. Again, I said it was important to get something, and then the touchdown.
Hey, another 5 games into the season. San Diego's a team nobody's going to want to play. That defense is really strong.
They are, and that'll give the offense time to learn.
For the run they go. Here comes Butts, and here come the Broncos to get him after a gain of just 2 yards. Simon Fletcher making the tackle at the 22.
Now, look, everything San Diego did at the end of their possessions. Take a look at this deal here. 8 plays right off the bat, go down and score a touchdown. It looked easy. Then, the next 4 possessions. Don't count the one on the bottom. They only had the ball one time, and Elway was sacked, and it took him out of any kind of position. But the next 3 or 4 possessions, they had a total of 15 plays. Did nothing.
Broncos, Mecklenburg threatening blitz. He holds off. They come with a 4-man rush. Humphrey stands in against it, delivers the ball. Anthony Miller can't get it on a diving try at the 37-yard line. They still haven't gotten the ball to Miller deep. They've been looking to do that, and the Broncos playing very well in the deep secondary are shutting it off.
Well, the Denver's corners, Braxton and Henderson, are very good football players, and most of the time you're seeing Anthony Miller going downfield, usually by himself, the only guy out of the backfield, because the Chargers like to use 3 tight ends, mostly 2 tight ends. But they'll put 3 in there at times, and they've got Ronnie Harmon in there at this point in the backfield. He's the only guy back there.
Third down. Here comes Kroll on a blitz, and he'll get it. Mike Kroll with the sack for the Broncos. Third Denver sack of Stan Humphries.
Well, we're looking at 2 very good defensive football teams. Denver last year was the best in the AFC. And just take it, Kroll on the outside. You know who helps? Boy, I'd like to see this thing again. I'm going to tell you the guy that makes the play. The guy that makes the play is Carl Mecklenburg. He just grabs on the outside Leo Goaz, and Goaz can't get outside. Take a look at Mecklenburg. You see him at the bottom, on the left-hand side of the screen? He's holding on. Kroll gets around. Stan Humphries has no chance. Great play by Mecklenburg.
Arthur Marshall is back deep. A long punt hit downfield by John Kidd as a big rush was on. And the ball caroms out of bounds at about the 42-yard line. So the Chargers, backed up by the sack, get out of a jam with a big punt from John Kidd. Jim Kelly has just thrown a 53-yard scoring pass to his tight end Pete Metzelaars. Buffalo trailing at San Francisco 24-20 in the third quarter.
Just can't say enough about that play. Zerny Stotner talking about Mecklenburg, and he said, what a great job you're doing, and Mecklenburg did it. He just took on 2 players. He took on Richards and Goaz as he went in. He grabbed Goaz. He had no chance to get Mike Kroll, and that was his job. Just if you take a look at it, when you see, watch Mecklenburg's right hand, 77. Watch what he does. You see him grab here. When he does that, Goaz has no chance of getting Kroll. Beautiful.
John Elway gets time to count the house. Now he buys some more with the run and fires over the head of Mark Jackson. So an errant throw by Elway. He doesn't make many.
It had to slip out of his hands, or else he's looking directly into the sun. No excuses, please. But it's not. Elway, now he's looking to the side, exactly where Jackson was. Now watch Elway when he throws the ball. Here's Jackson. There's nobody around him. What was that? Ball 2.
The only guy could have got that was
Jackson.
Dikembe Mutombo.
Here it is. Throw it in here, baby.
Dikembe Mutombo of the Nuggets might have caught that, but not Jackson, who's 5'10".
He didn't even leap at all.
Another throw and a catch to Jackson. This time, same play, different result. First down, Broncos. And second down and 10.
Gilbert on the outside, number 22. Jackson goes down. Look at the cushion Gilbert gives him.
Really
Jackson, he just breaks it off right at the first down marker. Bang, 11-yard gain, first down Broncos. Can't give that much room.
Gill's obviously, Paul, not going to get beat deep, but you can get beat all day short.
Oh, yeah, no question about it.
That's soft on the coverage.
Now they got Blaylock on the top side on Jackson.
Denver trailing by 3 early in the third quarter. Downfield throw. Sterling Sharp comes down with the ball. A gain of 16 yards and a Bronco first down.
Shannon Sharp is the guy that catches the ball. He's downfield. He's got Clarence Kay underneath. Both guys go outside. Watch. You'll see Sharp down deep. You see Clarence Kay coming in. He holds the cornerback or the safety Fields, and it opens it up for Sharp. Bang. Sterling, that's his brother.
Sterling Sharp for the Green Bay Packers. Sterling better start catching some more.
I'm going to say that's going to be a long
Packers
catch
got
for him.
blasted again today, 31-3 by Tampa Bay. Shannon Sharp of the Broncos now runs the pattern. Elway looks wide and fires the ball to Jackson. A two-hand snag. And again, the Broncos keep moving it 10 yards downfield against the soft coverage of the San Diego cornerbacks.
I was wondering when Elway is going to go to the other side, not because of Blaylock being there and not because of Jackson being there, but this way he's not looking into the sun. If he goes to his left, he throws away from the sun. Jackson makes a catch. Blaylock has got a position. Blaylock's doing the only thing he can do, and that's to try to stop the first down, but Jackson gets it. Well, watch Jackson go back beyond it, now pick up the first down. He can't go inside. Too many people there. Get outside. We saw this just like a repeat of the first drive when Denver got the ball in the start of the game.
Elway on the run. Here comes the heat. He dumps it off beautifully. Gaston Green rockets down to the 10-yard line. As all of a sudden, this energized Denver Bronco offense starts hitting plays left, then right, then left, then right, and Elway brings them down first and goal at the 10.
Well, Elway had trouble handling the ball. Now, when he rolls out, watch Green. Nobody to block, so let me release. And downfield, he's going to get a block from Derek Russell, number 85. You see that? He doesn't make the hit, but he slows up Junior Seau from getting there. Just a good play all the way around. Heads up by Elway, heads up by Green.
Russell is wide right and Teal wide left at the top of your screen. Straight ahead, running hard with the ball was Reggie Rivers, number 38. Gain of 3 yards. Now while we have a moment, let's go to New York for an update. Here's Bob.
Well, Don, the Bills are right back in it at Candlestick Park off the spread formation. Here's Jim Kelly hitting Pete Metzelaars, the tight end, with a nifty move to elude a tackler, and it's a 53-yard touchdown. Loses the ball just as he crosses the plane of the goal line, but the touchdown is recorded, and Buffalo is within 4 at 24-20. Back to Don and Paul.
Thanks, Bob. With 10:47 to go here in the third quarter. Elway looking for the go-ahead score. He might try to take it himself. Pump fakes, runs it. He's going in. John Elway, the go-ahead touchdown.
Remember I said earlier about Elway with eyes in the back of his head? You know, he just has, it's an instinctive thing to know when to move it. He looked downfield. Just watch number 7 the whole way. Forget about the blocking, everything that happened. Grossman is taken to the outside. But watch this. And now he knows it's time to go. Go. He's making this move on his own, and a big, strong guy gets into the end zone. No question about it. Just heads-up play by Elway.
So they went right to John Elway's arm, Paul, in that drive. They got away from trying to run against this tough San Diego defense. Elway firing the ball downfield, takes it in on the run himself, and the Broncos again lead. Rise to salute them after that touchdown drive. John Elway running it in. Now Weezo boots it downfield, hits the upright. It's an automatic touchback. What it was is, Paul, was almost a 65-yard field goal, right?
Well, you know, DeLuiso last year, he was with the Buffalo Bills. And the one thing about the Buffalo Bills that they didn't like...
99-yard touchdown returned by Deion Sanders. Dallas wins at Giant Stadium for the first time in many years. Buffalo has just gone ahead of San Francisco on yet another Kelly to Metzelaars touchdown pass as the Chargers look to run the ball with Marion Butts. One of the big pluses with Marion Butts, Paul, is that he carries a lot and he rarely fumbles. In 700 carries, he's fumbled 5 times.
And a big plus for Denver's defense is Carl Mecklenburg, number 77, and he was in on the play. He's just a great linebacker. I mean, he's done it year after year after year after year, and that's what he told us. In order for this defense to win, is they have to be able to tackle the big backs.
12th round draft choice, Carl Mecklenburg. Rated by the scouts as not big enough to be a down lineman, not fast enough to be a linebacker, so he's an all-pro quality at both. Primarily of backing the line, but he'll come up. Here's a hard strike put on. Tight end Derek Walker. Ball came in, and so did Steve Atwater. The rocket hitting free safety of the Broncos.
Well, Derek Walker did a good thing at the beginning. He got rid of the linebacker. Mecklenburg. Watch this. Here's Walker. He gets rid of Mecklenburg, makes the turn. The ball hits him in the hands. He doesn't catch the ball. And then watch Atwater. If you don't catch it, you're going to pay for it. So you might as well catch it anyway.
degrees right now at Mile High Stadium. 3rd down and 8 coming up. Ronnie Harmon weaving his way. Tacklers abound, and he'll not get very far, only to the line of scrimmage. And again, Paul, the Broncos are going to get it back in good field position.
How about these 2 safeties for the Broncos? And they work together, Smith and Atwater. Harmon is hit, but Harmon breaks away, and then 49 and 27. A little chicken fighting downfield, but watch 49. Here he comes. There's 27. He's in there. And Demery also number 29. Those were defensive backfield people making the stop.
Arthur Marshall, the rookie wide receiver and kick returner, back for the Broncos. John Kidd hits another beauty for San Diego that'll carry out of bounds. Every time we see these booming Charger punts, you have to harken back to the great punting of Paul McGuire years ago for the Chargers, who still holds the Charger record of penalty markers down. What was your long punt with the Chargers?
82 yards, and I'm very proud of that. It was probably one of the. I mean, it was so high. It was up for almost a minute. You know, they do hang time now. This was up there for so long that 3 people in the stands delivered children.
It wasn't. You didn't have Hurricane Camille at your back or something, did you?
No, there was no such. I was kicking into the wind. It was about a 29-mile-an-hour wind straight into my face, and I said, "Get on with it."
We heard it was wind aided. In fact, the wind was so strong that day in San Diego, people went out to pick up their San Diego newspapers and found the Sacramento Bee at their doors. Just a little bit of help from the wind.
Yeah, but I was kicking into it. So you got to understand. I don't ever let anything like those things affect it.
This we'd like to see, Paul. And you also, one year, the Chargers intercepted 49 passes.
61, same year.
And Paul McGuire intercepted 5 of those.
That's right.
You say 7, but you brought it back to 5.
Well, I had a couple in the championship game. They're still trying to figure this out. Is it before or after the play? All right, now we're going to hear it.
There is no penalty. The man in motion was a legal player to go in motion. First down, Denver.
The wide guy on the outside, the reason they thought it was motion, the wide guy can go downfield. Those are the only 2 guys that can do that.
Correct.
So the wide guy went in motion first, and he's allowed to do that.
Offseason. Steve Sewell, unfortunately, is out for the season.
Yeah, but look at these guys. Out of last year's 246 receptions, they had 103 of them. It's incredible. And these guys aren't here.
Elway directed a touchdown drive on the opening drive of the game. On the first possession of the second half, he did the same. 80-yard drive, then a 65-yarder as the Broncos now lead 14-10. Elway looks, markers down, man is open. Derek Russell, as coming over quickly to close on the ball, was the sheriff. The man who lays down the law in the deep secondary.
It's pressure on quarterbacks.
Very basic underarms, Barker. They hold their lanes, the pass rushers. But there's a tremendous amount of film study that goes in as the best way to attack the offensive blocker across from them. As Gaston Green tries to run. And Gary Plummer, number 50, an inspirational player for the Chargers, makes the stop. Plummer played almost all of last season with a broken hand. It had pins in it. He's still in there every game.
Watch this. He reads, sees the draw, reads the draw, gets rid of Waddell, makes the play. You don't play it any better than that. Just don't play it any better than that. And here's Denver trying to run the ball. Why, I don't know. You might as well, I mean, they tried it, didn't work for almost 2.5 quarters. Go to the guy that can get the ball downfield, and that's Elway.
The best runner right now is getting the snap. John Elway, who just ran for a touchdown. Here comes the heat. Elway eludes it. He can still dance, but he's a bit high for Mark Jackson. So Leslie O'Neal starts, and he keeps on coming.
Yeah, but you got to understand Leslie O'Neal and find out where he ends up. Leslie O'Neal starts, but then he ends up back downfield in coverage. Watch Leslie O'Neal. Here he comes. Goes to the outside. He's double teamed. Okay, Leslie O'Neal, now he gets blocked, so he goes down. Now let's get into pass coverage. So if I can't get to the quarterback, I'll go downfield and cover the receiver.
Junior Seau talking about how leadership is emerging on this team. As he put it, this is our team now, and he's talking about some of these defenders who've taken the lead. And Leslie O'Neal along with Seau, certainly 2 of them. Here's a jump offside. Early departure by Seau. Free play for Elway as he's sacked. But it'll all come back. It looked like Seau jumped in the neutral zone.
And he also made the sack. Bert Grossman was back in the backfield, forcing Elway to run around. Junior Seau was offside first. Then he makes the play. So they'll bring it back and penalize.
Offside, defense, number 55.
Right there.
5-yard penalty. Repeat the down, 3rd down.
First thing you think when Junior Seau walks in the room, if we're choosing up sides for a football team, this will be my first pick.
And he can play any position he wants.
This is a tremendous player, and he grew up a Charger fan. Went to Oceanside High School in San Diego.
So they're in that situation right there where you see Seau is on the line of scrimmage. Bert Grossman moves to the inside. Leslie O'Neal is in the game.
Big down here, Paul.
And
3rd
Winter.
down, 14. Elway to the gun. 4-man rush comes as the Chargers drop into zone coverage. Here's the fire downfield. Not close. And a marker's down in the Broncos backfield.
Well, there's another holding penalty, this time on Chuck Johnson, number takedown. You see that like Friday Night Wrestling, don't you?
Yeah. Decline it. Moran punts it, a knuckleball hit high, a tough one to field for Eric Bieniemy, but he does it as 25. Great move by Eric Bieniemy, and he is all the way out to the 36-yard line. So relatively good field position coming up for the Chargers as they trail the Broncos 14-10. 41-yard punt, a 12-yard, brings their jersey to it even tighter, so linemen can't grab them and hold them. Paul McGuire is showing the worth of this adhesive tape as we draw back.
Now, see, I got that ball stuck right there.
The ball is actually stuck to his forehead with his two-sided adhesive tape.
Try to get it up. See that?
You can't.
No, it doesn't come on.
It's almost like a trained seal, isn't it, fans?
You gotta, oh. Wait a minute. Yeah, it does come up, but to see the tape still sticks. Isn't that good?
You might have that surgically removed. As the throw downfield, gain on the play, out to the midfield line. Nate Lewis, who caught the touchdown pass, he has to have that two-sided tape on his mitts. He's making the big snags as Carl Mecklenburg looks over for a defensive signal. He uses that tape. They'll actually, he said it's like an art form to get it ready. They literally glue their jerseys to their body and their shoulder pads so the offensive lineman can't hold them.
And speaking of Mecklenburg, he's in on that play again.
I thought you might have been walking around Buffalo for a week, Paul, with that ball attached to your head.
That stuff hurts when you get it off. I can imagine how his shoulder pads must feel.
Almost a...
Well, you know, they're usually, look how tight his shoulder pads are to the jersey. And now you can't grab them as they come around. The offensive lineman can't grab them. I would imagine the offensive linemen do it too, so defensive linemen can't grab their jerseys. It's a good idea, isn't it?
Very good idea.
Wasn't a good idea putting it on my head, though.
2nd down and 6 coming up for Stan Humphries and the Chargers to the run. And that'll bring up 3rd down and a long 2 as Rod Bernstein runs, and Mecklenburg was the man who made the stop.
Mecklenburg, it just reads run as well as any linebacker does, and he's in the middle, and he made a play again. It's twice in a row. But, you know, you get tired. That's what he's told us. Tackle the big backs. If they can tackle the big backs. But you got Bernstein and you got Butts, and it's a long day. And I can tell you these guys, they'll still be sore on Thursday. And there's San Diego. You know, they stopped Denver. They've got to put something on the board here.
Bernstein trying hard. Broncos come up. They make the hit. And there are markers down as the 2 safeties, Dennis Smith and Steve Atwater, combined on the stop. Chargers think they have it play, but he was in the neutral zone. So on the penalty, the Chargers march on, trailing 14-10 with 5 minutes to play in the 3rd quarter. Mile High Stadium, Denver, Colorado. Don Criqui with Paul McGuire. Broncos holding to a 4-point lead, 14-10. Play fake to Bernstein. Here comes Mills. Long ball. Open man. And a drop by Nate Lewis. Wide open. He's made 2 fine catches. And now Nate's wondering if he had to do over. That was one of those ones you're afraid you'll go blind when it's coming. He was so open.
He was wide open. I don't know where Wyman Henderson was, because Tyrone Braxton and Steve Atwater were downfield. Play action play. Mills is coming, number 52. He doesn't get there. And you can't throw the ball any better than this. The ball hits him right smack in the hands. But again, I said before. He's looking directly into the sun.
He is. That's where Elway had the problem, throwing the out patterns looking into the sun.
He just, I got to believe he just didn't see the ball coming, or he lost it in the sun.
He'll be going back to that. Here comes the blitz. Fletcher coming hard. They fight him off. A throw and a catch. With the ball is Miller. He's ahead to the 25-yard line. A gain of 12 yards. First down, Chargers.
Well, he ran right through Wyman Henderson. I mean, he just got rid of him, picks up another first down. This guy is big. He's strong. He's fast. Watch this. Now you see Humphreys comes back to this side. Now you can see the ball. Sun's at your back. Wyman Henderson doesn't make the play. Atwater's there, along with Michael Brooks, but it's a first down. San Diego on the move. They're down by 4.
The Broncos last year on defense led the AFC in virtually everything. Fewest points allowed, fewest touchdowns allowed, fewest yards allowed. But San Diego getting its offense together, powers its way. And again, it's Bernstein. We're all coaches sitting in the stands and up here, but if I had this team, Bernstein would get the ball a lot more than he does. All he gets is 10 yards every time he runs with it.
And I give it to Butts, just to mix it up a little bit, to rest Bernstein. I mean, Rod Bernstein, look at his 75 yards. He's on his way to 100. That was a play right up the middle of the field. Dennis Smith came up to hit him, and just, I mean, he slowed him down, but that's about all. He needed help.
Bernstein, he takes a rocket hit, is thrown back, gain 2.
That time, Dennis Smith was blitzing. They had a safety blitz, but the guy that does a great job is Derek Walker, number 89. He picks up the blitz, moves Dennis Smith out of the hole, and then Bernstein picks up a few on a play. Watch this. Here's 49. There's Walker. He makes the block. The Brooks comes in and makes the tackle along with Atwater. They can get a first down here, but it's going to be inside the 1 if they do it.
They're working in the area of the field where Sod was just replaced. This was the infield where the Denver minor league baseball team plays. It's just been resodded since last Sunday night. Here's his throw and a drop by Bieniemy. Hit him in a bad place, right in the hands.
Well, Tyrone Braxton hit him in a bad place, right in the head.
I think he heard that coming.
I mean, look at Braxton. He knows. The pass, Humphrey, you've got to get it in. You've got to get it there right now. You can't just lob it. See how he lobs the ball? Bieniemy is reaching. He's in a vulnerable position, and Braxton just drills him afterwards. If you're going to throw that pass down there, get it to him now. And we know he's got a gun.
Footing a little trepidatious down in this area. Third down throw. Here it comes. Humphreys better deliver. He does, and it's incomplete. Kyle Mecklenburg figured big time in the incomplete pass as he's back to defend.
Here comes another field goal. But that time, Humphreys, Mecklenburg, he's there. Watch number 77. Okay, he moves to the inside. Courtney Hall's blocking on him now. He sees Stan Humphreys getting ready to run, so he gets up and gets in his face. Now Humphreys has no place to go but to throw the football because Mecklenburg's there. Humphreys wanted to run, no place to run, threw the ball away, the smart thing.
Hall, apparently they're going for bonus, going for 100 at Candlestick Park. 49ers now lead the Bills 31-27 in the third quarter. Here's John Carney in a 20-yarder. So be a 28-yarder on the way and good. And the Chargers come back to within 1.
We got a real cliff dweller here.
We do have that. The immortal words of Wes Westrom. Elway engineered an 85-yard, 7-play drive to come from behind and beat the Raiders. Today it's all green as it's been resodded.
Well, they grow grass here fast, man. I'm telling
Great
you.
playing field at Denver. And that plant grew in a hurry. Here's a kick downfield. Alton Montgomery 2 yards deep, and he'll bring it out. He's got some room. And he's taken down at the 26-yard line. So Alton Montgomery, you have to question his wisdom at the outset, but he knew what he was doing as he ran it back 28 yards.
Obviously, the Denver Zephyrs didn't make the playoffs, huh?
No. I don't think the Colorado Rockies will either next year, but a new major league team.
Now we're seeing Elway and the Broncos on the first down when they get the ball back, they huddle, they do it at the sidelines, and then they come right up and line up on the ball. They've been doing that all day. Here's where San Diego's defense really has to get the ball back.
A lot of baseball owners think it's highly unlikely there'll be a season next year, at least at the outset. There's a labor union negotiations. Here is a handoff to Gaston Green. Junior Seau comes a busting through, the big All-American from Southern California.
Also Leslie O'Neal, number 91. We've been talking about these two guys most of the day. Leslie O'Neal is just having a super game. On the top side, Leslie O'Neal is the first guy there. Bang. Leslie O'Neal turns him back. Junior Seau there. Look at Leslie O'Neal getting blocked again by Davidson and still makes the play. Is that hustle? That is hustle, I'm telling you.
Game clock now down to 1:41 to play in the third quarter. A 1-point game. Broncos lead the Chargers 14-13. Second down, Elway drops with needed 13 yards. Jackson with the catch, working his way for a gain of only 4 yards. Now, while we have a moment, let's go back to NFL Live. Bob?
And back and forth they go down at Candlestick Park after Jim Kelly's third touchdown pass of the day and second to Pete Metzelar's. Buffalo had the lead, but Steve Young comes back, hits John Taylor. He delivers a blow to the defensive back, bounces off of him, and 54 yards later, he's in the end zone. The ball squirted out of his hands just as he went across, but the touchdown counts, and San Francisco leads now, 31-27.
Thanks, Bob. Sounds like one of those last at-bat games. Last team to hit the ball might win it. Errant throw by Elway as he tries to hit an open Mark Jackson. In this game so far, San Diego has rushed for 137 yards, and Denver's rushed for only 38, Paul.
Denver, I mean, they just ran a play there that lost, 4 yards on first down. You just get rid of the running game in this game. I mean, you've gone 3 quarters. There's 48 seconds left to go in the third. You've gone 3 quarters. You haven't moved the ball but 38 yards. That's what? That's like 12 yards a quarter, 13 yards a quarter. Get out of it. Just let the guy go back and throw.
Chargers could get good field position. Haran steps into the ball, hits a beauty, a high end-over-end punt. The enemy Bear catches it at his 18-yard line. You need people talking to you there, and he wasn't getting enough information from the man who was back with him, Floyd Fields.
Floyd Fields has got to tell him to go ahead and catch the ball. He's got to tell Bieniemy, you can go ahead and catch it. You have plenty of room. That's communication. Didn't get it. 55-yard punt. Excellent, excellent kick, but Bieniemy could have returned it.
Tonight on NBC. Neither captain willing to back off. That's tonight on NBC. Pickoff by Charles Dimry. Big play for the Denver Broncos.
What the Chargers are saying on that side is that Dimry was out of bounds. They're saying that he can't be out of bounds. Or they're saying he is out of bounds when he catches the ball.
Officials saying it's Denver's ball, Paul.
Yeah, there's no replay, believe me. Here it is. We're going to see it from this side. Is Dimry in or out of bounds? The catch is there. 1, 2, he's in bounds. There's no question about it. He's still in bounds. He never does go out of bounds. Just excellent coverage by Dimry. He's on Anthony Miller. He goes back out to the outside. When you're going to throw that pass, Stan Humphries actually threw the ball. The best place he could throw the ball is to the outside. But Dimry made a move on the ball, an excellent move for the interception. Terrific defensive play.
It's interesting, Charles Dimry grew up a Charger fan also. He, like Junior Seau, went to Oceanside High School. He's from San Diego, Dimry. And he gives the Broncos excellent field position. 30 seconds to go in the half. Elway goes for it all. And he dives for a touchdown. Coming down with the ball.
Shannon Sharp.
Shannon Sharp. Sharp shaken up. He probably fell on the ball.
Yeah. You know, you wait long enough, this guy is going to beat you. I mean, Elway, and we talked about what the defense said. If we hang in there long enough, Elway will get the job done. They say he landed on his shoulder. But watch where he puts his pass. I mean, Elway looks right, comes back to Sharp left, one-on-one coverage. Elway throws, turns. He doesn't even see the catch. And watch Sharp. He is downfield. Fields is there. What's his catch? Outstanding. And he landed on his right shoulder.
But he held on.
Now John sees it. One play, 34 yards.
One play to get the ball, the pickoff by Dimry, and then one play to get it in the end zone. Elway to Shannon Sharp. Elway's second touchdown throw of the game. He opened the scoring today with a 32-yarder to Jackson.
There it is. Watch the right shoulder, and that's where he lands, right on his shoulder.
Yeah, it's definitely the right shoulder that he's favoring. But he held on, and the Broncos extend their lead to 20-13. Big extra point coming up now.
And they can't afford to lose this guy because Graves told us last week he didn't play. He wasn't in the practice session. It really hurts their team. But he's not moving his right arm.
But that left one's good enough to get a game ball. He played at Savannah State. David Treadwell now on the field to try the point after. Elway has thrown for 2 touchdowns. He's run for 1. The extra point by Treadwell is up and good. And the Broncos, with a very important extra point, now extend their lead to 8, meaning the Chargers would have to score twice to win this game.
Mike Horn did a great job for Denver. The holder, he is the punter, but he missed the snap, got the ball back, got it down, got it straight. Treadwell makes it.
Now, Marion Butts breaks it for the Chargers, works his way ahead on 2nd and 6 for a gain of 16 yards.
Not only does Ronnie Harmon catch the ball and also run with the ball, but he's a pretty good blocker when he gets downfield. He got an excellent block that time on Dennis Smith, who was coming up to force and enables Butts to get the first down. Watch Harmon on the outside. Kroll is out there with him, but watch Harmon's block on number 49. He gets away from Kroll. Bang. Look at that block. Not bad, huh?
Not
Ronnie
bad at
Harmon
all.
does it all.
Made spectacular plays in the first half. Each team with a turnover, and on each turnover, the other club scored a touchdown off it. Humphreys stands in, drills the ball, hits an open man, and it's good for a gain of 11 yards as Nate Lewis, who dropped an open ball earlier and also caught a touchdown pass, makes a first down reception. Now to New York once again to NFL Live. Bob?
Down in the 4th quarter at Three Rivers, the Steelers snap their tie with the Jets. Barry Foster having a monster afternoon. Sheds a tackler in the backfield, turns the corner, outruns the rest. 54-yard touchdown. 165 yards on the ground to this point on 24 carries for Foster. Steelers 17, Jets 10.
And Barry Foster, a player that Chuck Noll called the toughest player he's ever coached. Counts all the great Super Bowl teams. Here's a long ball. The guy near it was the strong safety Dennis Smith.
Well, Anthony Miller was out there, but covering on a play short was Wyman Henderson. Now Dennis Smith eventually gets down there. You see trailing, that's Wyman Henderson. He has Anthony Miller short. That man 49 has him long. That's double coverage on the outside, and Humphreys just throws the ball away.
Chargers
wait. Would you say Chuck Noll said what?
Chuck Noll told us last year that Barry Foster was the toughest person he's ever had on the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Oh, okay, because he coached me in San Diego.
Oh, well, no, he was talking about the Steelers.
I thought he said the toughest player he's ever coached.
Oh, he should have qualified that.
Yeah, should have, because I played for him.
You mentioned you were the softest. Here's Marion Butts on a 2nd and 10 play, taking it to the 45-yard line, where number 56, Michael Brooks,
saves at least a first down, because Butts was in the hole and Brooks gets him right at the feet, and Butts goes down, but it was wide open over there.
Michael Brooks played for Bill Arnsparger at LSU. Arnsparger said he was the best college linebacker he'd ever seen, underwent major knee surgery, and has come back to play at great levels again. 3rd and 5 for Humphreys and the Chargers. They ward off the rush. Here's the throw. Too high. Intended target was number 80, Sean Jefferson. Defending on the play was Charles Dimry.
You may say too high. I don't think so. This ball hits Jefferson in the hands. Watch this. Stan Humphries takes a little bit off. That ball's
Yeah,
right in his
that's
hands.
true.
He should have caught the ball. You know, you're on a drive like this, and a very important drive. You're down to 21-13. You need a touchdown.
I think Bobby Ross thinks he should have caught it too.
You bet. The ball hits you in the hands.
Ricky Natil is now back deep. Kidd tries to place the ball, but he hits it a little too hard, knocks it out of the end zone for a touchback. Ball comes out to the 20. 45-yard punt, but only a 25-yarder with the net time. Then John Elway did the job in the third quarter as he brought the Broncos from behind. Elway, who's missed only 3 games in his 10 seasons as a Denver Broncos starter. At the controls now and ready to pull the trigger. First he'll go to the pitch back to Gaston Green, and that results in a 2-yard loss.
Well, I'll tell you what, it's great defense. Grossman's out to the outside. He makes a great, excellent play. Rolling has a good play on the outside. We got a man down for Denver. Lanier.
He's okay. Drafting a defense. The Chargers have some very high #1 picks in their defensive unit. Bert Grossman, when he came out of Pittsburgh in '89, he was the 8th player pick. Leslie O'Neal was a top 6 pick in '86. Junior Seau was the 5th guy picked in '90. Gil Byrd out of San Jose State, a high pick. Stanley Richards, a very high pick. And Billy Ray Smith out with a leg injury right now. I think he was the 4th guy picked. And Chris Mims was a very high pick in the last draft. So a lot of #1s populate that San Diego defense, and it shows under the coaching of Arnsparger and his assistants.
And once Humphries gets some time under his belt, he's going to be fine. The offense will be fine.
Elway with a quick out and a fine catch. Derek Russell gets the ball, keeps on trying, and gets ahead to the 24-yard line. Gain of only 4 yards on the play, but it was worth another look.
Oh, it is. And you watch on the outside, Russell just, first of all, it's an excellent catch. Now, he sheds a man. That's Van Horst. Then Plummer comes in, and he misses. And then Richards come in and finally get him down.
Elway's numbers looking handsome as the game wears on.
They better be, because the running numbers stink.
There's no running game at all. Less than 50 yards running the ball for Denver. Elway sacked at the 15, and markers down as Junior Seau saying they were holding me.
He's saying that number 7
to the 30. Big strike, but he holds on, and the Chargers will start at their 32. And as you know, Paul, one of the problems when you're called early in a game, they keep looking at you, and that seems to be the case with Big Jeff Davidson.
Yeah, he's had 2 holding penalties and a motion penalty.
45-yard punt. A 62-yard punt and a 10-yard return. Diego Chargers with the ball, first down. Humphries gets some time, fires an out pattern. Walker makes the catch, not for very many yards. Knocked down at the 35-yard line, a gain on the play of about 3. Tyrone Braxton, 34, came up and popped him.
You see, Denver runs the ball. When they get it, they try to run the ball, something they haven't been able to do, and they lose yardage. San Diego, at least throwing the ball, they got a couple of yards, 2.5 yards downfield. But they know San Diego, by running the ball, is going to run the clock out. They're coming down to 10 minutes, and they've got to score a touchdown and a field goal to win it. They've got to put the ball in the air.
On 2nd and 7, they go to Bernstein. He weaves his way ahead, finds some yardage when it seemed like he was stopped, so Shea held on to knock him down. Last week, Paul, the Denver defense, as Mecklenburg was telling us, was on the play for 76 downs against the LA Raiders. Normally you're only out there for about 50, and they've been out there for a lot today.
Well, they have been, and you got to keep tackling Bernstein and also Butts, and it's crazy. It's absolutely nuts trying to hold these guys down. Look at San Diego rushing 161 yards. Unfortunately, the problem is 37 for Denver, but the problem is they're down by 8 points.
Passing yards, not that big an advantage. Free play for Stan Humphries, and he hits the open man, Nate Lewis, who's ahead for a gain of about 12 yards out to the 50-yard line. trying to get the double coverage of Anthony Miller, who's been doubled all day and effectively. Humphreys to Bernstein. Harold Mecklenburg waits, fills, and makes the knockdown. Gain of just 3 yards on the play as they start to slow up Bernstein, who was averaging 8 yards a carry through his first 10.
You're absolutely right. That's about all you're going to do is slow him up. Now, Mecklenburg, number 77, is going to come in and make the play. Watch this. He reads, he slides across, gets away from the blocker, and then makes the play right in the hole. Look at Braxton. He comes in, and Braxton goes out. 34 came in, Braxton, and then ended up flying back out of the pile.
Mecklenburg has watchmaker's hands ball. He's an accomplished guitarist. Second down and 8. Long ball. Nate Lewis goes for it. Not close. And nicely covered on the play by Tyrone Braxton.
Stan Humphreys is really upset with himself because he had Nate Lewis was trying to get off the field, but he had Nate Lewis going towards the middle of the field. See this? Watch, he hooks up and he goes towards the middle of the field. But watch where the ball ends up. If he throws it towards the middle, at least Nate has a chance to get to the ball. Lewis. Braxton's got him to the outside, and he is not happy with his throw. He is mad at himself, not at Nate Lewis.
All in the shootout at Candlestick. The Bills have now come from behind. Another of your former team. They lead San Francisco 34-31 on an 11-yard touchdown run by Thurman Thomas.
That's a great game.
This one long from over. 8:13 to play. On third down, a throw and a drop. Jefferson had it and lost it.
You know, now this really makes
2 drops now.
Yeah, it makes a quarterback mad because Braxton just grabs him around the waist. Bobby Ross is beside himself because watch this play. Jefferson cuts into the middle.
Great
Braxton
throw.
is going to be there. Look
Great
at the throw.
throw.
It's perfect. He hits him right in the hands, and he drops the ball. Now, Braxton's hands did not get in there. He had Jefferson around the waist. Here comes the throw across the middle. Watch this. In the hands, drops the ball.
So instead of a first down, it's a punt for the Chargers. John Kidd tries to place one down close. It hops in. Touchback, 1st and 10. Denver Broncos at their 20. 47-yard punt, but 10-20 comes off on the touchback. 27 net yard. First down for Elway and the Broncos. 7:59 to go in the game. Gaston Green run.
And we'll get into that Bills San Francisco deal in just a second.
Draw play, and the Chargers are right there to shut it down. George Thornton, number 96, was on the tackle along with Blaze Winter, 93.
These people are booing, because they want to see Denver run the ball. It'd be nice to do that. All right, let's just take a look at Davidson, 62. He's blocking. He's doing all right. That's not a problem. But 96, Blaze Winter comes down from the outside. He beats Kartz, I think, on the top side, number 72, and makes the play. Denver, you're looking at a team that's got an 8-point lead and cannot run the ball. It's crazy. 43 yards rushing the entire game.
But the Broncos with an 8-point lead, the Chargers would still have to score twice to keep from losing. They could send it to overtime with a touchdown, and now they could not. Down by 8.
Or Denver had San Diego's runoff.
Well, if a frog had wings, we're getting into
Who would he do?
theoretics here, hypothetical.
Yeah, I like that kind of thing.
The enemy. Look at these special team guys come down the field for Denver. That is impressive. Keith Traylor, a 265-pound linebacker, was the first guy down. I mean, this league now is full of supermen. There's a guy that 265 and he runs like that. Let's check the 10-minute ticker. Cincinnati with its second win under new coach David Shula. Washington won. The Raiders with their second loss today, losing at Cincinnati. Pittsburgh, as you mentioned out, Paul, is maybe a for-real team. They're beating the Jets today, 20-10 in the fourth quarter.
Dallas beats. The Giants came back and scored 4 unanswered touchdowns.
I tell you, I'd buy a ticket to see Kansas City play Denver. That's going to be a couple of good ones.
I would think so. A couple of good ones. Look at Green Bay. They got hammered. Hey, how about Tampa Bay? 2-0. Hurry up offense for San Diego. Inside of 6 minutes. Oh.
But holding on despite the super hard strike, Anthony Miller has a first down for the Chargers. The clock keeps ticking. 5 minutes and 35 seconds left to play.
Atwater, watch Atwater. Has he timed this perfectly? Catch and bang. You know, that's one of the things officials look at too, is going for the head.
Nice grab by Harmon. He makes the tough ones look routine as he spins ahead, a gain of 8 yards on first down. You okay?
Yeah, I'm just watching San Diego now going into a hurry-up offense, and maybe something they ought to put in at the beginning of the game because it seems to be working. You know, Denver's having a tough time getting people on and off the field. You're using the same personnel. That stops them from doing that, and Humphries is moving down the field.
Better move quickly here. Oops. And a flag. Holding will be the call against San Diego as Mike Kroll breaks on through along with Ron Holmes. And now Paul McGuire says,
holding.
Eric Moten has been troubled in the line today. They've been putting a lot of pressure on him.
Leo Goaz had to start because
see who this was against.
Yeah.
Holding. Offense number 77. Penalty is declined. Third down.
That's declined because of the sack. It'll make it third down. And about 8. On the top of the screen, there's Moten. That's Kroll. He grabs him over the top of his head, and Kroll ends up hitting the quarterback. So if you're going to hold somebody, you better hold him so he doesn't get to your quarterback.
Eric, another goodly sized gentleman with the girth of an alderman. He weighs well over 300 pounds.
You see, now he just pulls him back and then lets him go. If you're going to hold him, you better hold on to him all the way, and he won't be able to hit your quarterback from the backside. You know, you were talking about Buffalo against NFC teams. Yeah, and everybody football teams at one time.
3rd and 7. Here's a throw and a catch, but not enough to play. Humphries is going to throw. Big down. 4th down. Caught for a first down by Nate Lewis. A diving catch by Nate Lewis on 4th down, and the Chargers keep hope alive with 4:14 to play.
It's Dan Humphries.
The Denver defense comes with a 4-man rush. It's coming hard. Here's a throw and a catch to Ronnie Harmon. Looking to elude people. He does, and steps out of bounds as he drive on. Humphries gets time, goes for a big one. It's picked off. An interception at the 8-yard line by All-Pro Dennis Smith.
And he and Demery, number 29, collided, and Dennis couldn't get back up, but Demery got hurt. I mean, Dennis Smith read this all the way, playing the safety position. There's a holding penalty back on San Diego, so forget about any kind of penalty. It'll be Denver's ball. There is a flag, but it is against San Diego. And watch this, just timing it perfectly. You talk about a high jumper, watch what he does. He catches it, and he hits his own man, Demery, right there in the head. He goes down and stays down. Watch Demery. He'll catch it right in his helmet. Bam, right there with an elbow. And he just hit the ground, and he is down and out.
A lot of developments at Candlestick Park. Bruce Smith left the game for Buffalo. They're all-pro defensive end with a leg injury. San Francisco just missed a 47-yard field goal with 45 seconds left. Buffalo still leads by 3. Takes over the ball.
That's that deal, you know. The right elbow of Dennis Smith catches him right in the head. Smith goes up, concentration on the ball, but watch his right elbow in Demery's head as they collide right here. Bam. Demery is up. They do that finger test. Put those 4 fingers up in front of him. They say, how many? And he says, Thursday. They say, you're all right.
Gives his phone number, right?
Give the area code. You're all right. The problem is Denver can't run the ball.
Phone is ringing for Charles at this point. Don't answer it. Appears to be all right. He's played a great game. Here is a handoff. Gaston Gray. Reggie Rivers runs the ball and gets it out to the 24-yard line.
Who said they couldn't run the ball?
I don't know.
I did. All right, Reggie Rivers gets the ball, and they just break it. Junior Seau, 55, gets taken to the outside, gets chopped down, actually, by Greg Lewis, number 20, and that just enables Rivers to get upfield, follow his blockers. Nice game.
Larry Griffin of the Pittsburgh Steelers just ran back an interception, 64 yards for a touchdown, as they're now in front of the New York Jets 27-10. The Jets with a 5-0 preseason, but an 0-2 start in the regular season. Denver holding to a 21-13 lead, 3 minutes to play. They look to run the clock as they run the ball. Big, strong Reggie Rivers, who had a big play, scored the winning touchdown against the Raiders on Sunday night.
And bigger and stronger Leslie O'Neal made the tackle.
Now the Chargers signal a timeout. They have just one left. 2:55 to play, and San Diego continues to trail Denver by 3. T-shirt modeled by our own poster boy, Paul McGuire.
Thank you very much. I do look very good. Look at this. Jump on stuff. See?
This is the Denver Bronco dog on here, standing on all the teams in the AFC.
Well, they jumped on top, didn't stay on top, but got back on top.
Yeah.
So they got to do that again. They got to put jump on top. If you don't get on top, then get back on top.
I'll accept that.
Huh?
That's very acceptable.
Sounded good to me. Boy, is it hot in this shirt.
You look good in that shirt.
I do. If I could put a tie on with it, it'd really be nice.
A pause in the action. Let's go back to batted play if your head's on crooked, isn't it?
Well, yeah, because your helmet's in your face.
Here's a 3rd down and 8 carry by the Broncos. They keep running it. Bert Grossman makes the tackle. Raiders in the AFC West off to an 0-2 start. Losing today at Cincinnati on a field goal in overtime. Denver with some tough scheduling coming up. They felt this was a game they really had to get and go up 2-0 in the division, opening with 2 division wins if they hold on to win this, and it looks like they will.
Well, look at this. Seattle's 0-2. Raiders 0-2. San Diego's got a good possibility of being 0-2. And then the other 2 teams, Denver and Kansas City, 2-0.
As we wind down to 2 minutes to go. Broncos defense, as you see, had not allowed any points in the final 2 minutes since November of 1990. That's a 25-game span. One of the reasons they don't go into a prevent defense. They play the same aggressive defense throughout. The enemy driven back. He's on a fair catch.
Wait a minute.
He leaves the San Diego Chargers back at their 19 to start this drive, down by 8 with 1:53 to play. 51-yard punt, no return. Moran hitting the ball well today for the Broncos. Next Sunday, week 3 of the NFL season, in the feature.
Only running with the ball, catching the ball, but also we saw an excellent block that he made. He's a good football player. I hated to see him come out of Buffalo. I really did.
He dropped a pass in a playoff game with Cleveland or something.
And they blamed him for the loss.
It's a great Plan B acquisition for the Chargers. Humphreys has time. What a rip. Whoa, a beautiful defensive play by Dimry as the ball was right on time to streaking Anthony Miller.
San Humphreys stood in that pocket or moved to the outside as long as he could. Now Anthony Miller's got his hand up. Watch Demery. Bang. That was the man that was knocked almost unconscious a little while ago. Back and make a great play. Fun playing defense when you got that rush up front. You know that?
Sure is.
Makes it easier in the secondary. You got 2 safeties, Atwater and Smith, that are kind of tired back there.
3rd down for San Diego. They'll have to throw the ball if they don't connect here. They get a 1st down. Unless Jefferson outsmarts himself. He had the 1st down, lost it with the cutback, then got ahead. 1st down, San Diego. The executive producer of NBC Sports is Terry O'Neill. The coordinating producer of NBC Football is John Faratzis. Today's game has been produced by Glenn Adamo, directed by John Gilmartin, Associate Director Ray Benassi, Production Associate Molly Solomon.
Yay, Molly.
Production Manager Chuck Bond. Another connection as Sean Jefferson takes it out to the 45-yard line, but the game clock down inside of 1 minute to play, and the Chargers out of timeouts. And legally,
I got my second question in. Flag down.
Terrific guy, though. He kicked, but was there a bump? Penalty markers down also. Chargers with the ball and down 21-13. Humphries with a deep arm looking to fire. Now he throws over the middle. And quickly they shut it down. The Broncos will give that up all day as the clock continues to tick down. 32 seconds to go. Chargers have no timeouts remaining. Humphries looking deep. Here comes the heat.
Oh.
Very close to a face mask call also. Walker came through and got to him.
Is that Kroll? No.
You see Carey, a kickoff specialist?
Well, I never did it, but there were days when I would have liked to have one as opposed to some other guys we have.
All right, first down at the 20-yard line. James Brooks driven back. Dennis Smith, 25-yard line. And it's Ford who was stopped back behind the line. Again, Smith.
Start of the second half.
And Tomczak looking for Metcalf. It is incomplete. Metcalf had beaten the coverage. Third punt for Brian Hansen. Arthur Marshall is back. And it's a short punt, but takes a good hop. And the ball was touched. That was not the intent of Randy Baldwin. He was trying to avoid the ball. Reggie Rivers, Gaston Green now in the backfield. And Elway's pass is dropped. Mike Johnson, 114 yards, sacked twice, intercepted once. Second down and 10. Here's Marshall. So Arthur Marshall is cut off. And Reeves has gone with Marshall on several occasions. Usually a wide receiver. He's lined him up in the backfield. That's the first time that he's carried.
Defense usually, if they recognize it, can cope with what you're trying to do.
And here's another third down play for Denver. 0 for 4 in third down conversions today. Make it 0 for 5, but a flag has been thrown. In 16 games, which would be a career high for Mike Haran by a considerable margin. Metcalf taking it on the wing. And spinning his way to the 35-yard line. Well, Haran, Bernie Kosar, so now it is Mike Tomczak. And he'll throw on first down. And it is almost intercepted by Keith Traylor. The pass intended for Mark Bavaro. It's a 2nd and 10 from the 36. Bardell has not been able to get going. Bardell, the rookie from Stanford, stopped by.
You have to deal with that also.
Third down and 7 from the 30. It's a third down and 7 at the 39-yard line. Tomczak racing out of the pocket. And he's able to run for the first down. Braxton with the stop. Tomczak picking up 5-yard line. Nice fake by Tomczak. And he pops one complete for Leroy Hoare. That is a 25-yard pass. Their best sustained drive of the day. Second back coming through. Horde is tripped up. Ron Holmes in on the stop. Waved him, and he was signed by the Browns. Second down and 9. Here's a reverse for Metcalf. And that does not work. It's a loss on the play. Brian Sauché was not fooled by it. Metcalf has been held in check by the Broncos. 3rd and 11 at the 21. Tomczak pass intercepted off a deflection. Michael Brooks returning across the 30-yard line. 1-0. 8:26 remaining in the third quarter. Here's Gaston Green making the turn. And a nice run for a first down across the 40. Tripped up by Clay Matthews. First down at the 43. Elway. Another Denver first down. Derek Russell making the
Russell, and this is the best looking drive Denver's had going all day.
at the first catch of the game for Russell. Play action for Elway, and he airs one out going deep. Intended for Russell, second-year player from Arkansas, fourth-round draft pick last season. Came on the latter portion of last year. Did not have a reception.
Momentum on the road.
Second down and 10 at the 42. And the inside handoff goes to Reggie Rivers, but Bill Johnson right there. Bill Johnson, the right defensive tackle. Third-round pick.
Down in the door.
It's a 3rd and 8 at the 40. Penalty marker is down. Elway's pass is broken up, but another flag thrown. Mark Jackson covered his green off the pitch, and he stopped back at the line of scrimmage. Eric Turner, and last year as a rookie, missed 8 games because of a fractured bone in his left leg. 2nd and 10 out at the Cleveland 11. Elway in trouble and hauled down by Rob Burnett. 3rd sack of the day for the Browns. Rob Burnett in his 3rd year. Right here, we're set for an update. Let's go to Bob. At the 37 with a minute and a half remaining in the 3rd. Elway able to stand in and again able to complete. He has Arthur Marshall.
More than they usually have it for the whole game.
It's a 2nd and 7 from the 9. Elway is taken down for the 5th time. Anthony Pleasant, Rob Burnett will split that one.
The thing Cleveland is able to do that keeps the pass rush strong throughout the game is rotate the defensive linemen. They're really playing with Michael Dean Perry going in, Logan going in, Sajapul Ateli going in. They keep the other guys rested, and the pass rush stays strong the whole game.
It's a 3rd and 15 back at the 17-yard line. Arthur Marshall back into the backfield and gets the call. And he's stopped for the loss by Mike Johnson, able to cut him off. So once again, the field goal unit checks in. David Treadwell, who had missed 2 last week, has hit 2 today, has a new holder in the rookie quarterback, Tommy Maddox. Get the feeling, although the Broncos did not give that as the reason, that Treadwell was not comfortable with Moran as the holder. So Tommy Maddox, first-round draft pick, is handling the holding chores. This from 32 yards away, the angle to the left. And it is good. So Treadwell with his 3rd field goal. Denver 9, Cleveland nothing. And I never thought of it in that manner. And here is actually a kickoff return. Randy Baldwin running it out across the 15. That's the first time today that Brad Deloiso has not kicked it through the end zone. In fact, first time this season. And here comes Mike Tomczak as the Browns return to the offense.
Well, this is showtime for Mike Tomczak, and you know they have no points up yet, and they're running out of time. There's 2 scores down, and Mike Tomczak, if he's going to do anything, he's got to start getting it done right now, because the time will be a factor on his next possession.
The lone deep back is the fullback, Tommy Vardell. Goes wide, crossing the 20, hit by Wyman Henderson. Art Modell, president of the Cleveland Browns, has not been enjoying what he has seen thus far today. His Browns trailing the Broncos by the score of 9-0, and a Denver player is down. Simon Fletcher being checked out. We'll take a break. We'll be back in Cleveland in a moment.
The dream of a pure sports car has been kept alive by the people who race them. Those who believe in the simple thrill that only comes from driving a lightweight car with a lot of power. A car that car companies no longer made. But now...
He's been replaced by number 52, Jeff Mills, 3-year man out of Nebraska. Second down and 3 at the 22, Vardell. And he's kept away from the first down by the nose tackle, Greg Cragen.
Cleveland still has time to mix the run and pass together in this drive. But, you know, if they don't get some points on the board pretty quickly, as I mentioned a minute ago, this is going to be reduced to an all-passing game in their next possession. And then, of course, that changes Denver's defensive approach, how they go about executing defensively, puts more pressure on Tomczak to execute. So what he's trying to do now is engineer a steady, consistent drive down the field that results in points.
He has a 3rd and 1 from the 24. And Ford is stopped, driven back by Dennis Smith. A key 3rd down stop by the Broncos defensive unit. Dennis Smith has had an outstanding day, a day that has included an intercepted pass. Dennis Smith, 33 years old in his 12th NFL season. Going into last year, wasn't sure he wanted to continue playing. Had a standout year, making the Pro Bowl for the 5th time, and here he is for a 12th NFL campaign.
And that's the guy you got to block if you want to run the ball against Denver.
Wonderful play to keep it out of the end zone as Marshall let it go. Randy Baldwin making the play. There he is, number 23. Randy Baldwin, 2nd-year man from Mississippi. And that will go as a 72-yard punt.
Well, they always say football is a matter of inches, and there you see just 6 inches creating bad field position for Denver.
Gaston Green, the ball carrier. That is not the all-time Cleveland Browns record for distance. You remember Horace Gillum?
I remember Horace.
80-yard punt.
Number 70, I believe he was for the Browns.
We'll check that out, Bill. 80-yard punt, member of the outstanding Cleveland Brown teams of the 50s. 80-yard punt against the New York Giants in November of '54. That's the all-time record, longest punt in Browns history. But Hanson got off a 73-yarder with that roll, thanks to Baldwin. 2nd down and 8 at the 5. Green and Rivers now in the backfield. And it's Reggie Rivers on a slant to the open field. Eric Turner able to pull him down. A 48-yard run by Rivers.
Well, when they come down to looking at the films and you say one play meant the difference in the game, I think when they evaluate it, that this may well be the play that made the difference, because they trapped Clay Matthews there. Rivers almost broke it all the way, and that, of course, provides a tremendous uplift for Denver. And my best guess is that Cleveland is still feeling the effects of that.
And that will do wonders for the running game statistics of the Denver Broncos. 48-yard run by Rivers. Another big hole. Gaston Green stopped by Stevan Moore. We're set for another update. Let's go to Bob. In Cleveland, we come up to 9 minutes to go. In the 4th quarter, Marv Albert, Bill Parcells from Cleveland Stadium. Broncos 2nd down and 3. The ball at the Cleveland 40. And it's Gaston Green. Suddenly, the Denver running game has been a factor. Moore making the stop.
What you do late in the game like this, when you're trying to use time and still move the ball in the scoring zone, Dan Reeves has both of his tight ends in there. That prevents Cleveland from penetrating and slashing down from the outside on defense in an attempt to create fumbles. At least they can get a blocking helmet on every one of the Cleveland defenders, and they just try to methodically move the ball in the field goal range.
1 at the 38. Play action. Elway could not find anyone. And he has a first down. Rob Burnett made the stop. I mentioned the impressive running by the Broncos here today. Green, 17 carries, 57 yards. That is his best output of the season.
Dan Reeves going for the kill shot here, trying to get a play action on 3rd and 1 that results in a touchdown, but it's covered. And again, I hate to beat this dead horse, but Elway's athletic ability allows him to turn a play that's well defensed by the Cleveland secondary into a first down for Denver. And now they're back into 2 tight ends, and they'll start running the ball again.
And Mark Jackson flanks to the left. First down at the Cleveland 33. And it's Rivers. That 48-yard run by Rivers a couple of plays back, the longest of his career. He's carried the ball 6 times for 65 yards, helped by the 48-yard run. And it's a 2nd down play, 2nd and 8.
Denver with 161 yards rushing right now. And you know, that's so far above what they've been doing thus far in the season that you can tell the offensive line is feeling good about their ability to move the ball on the ground. They haven't done it since last year.
Yes, this offense coming into today that was last 28th in the NFL. Green trying to make the turn. And we are ready for another update. Back to Bob Costas.
Back to Marvin Bill.
Thank you, Bob. 6 minutes, 6 seconds remaining in this 4th quarter. A timeout has been taken. Denver off the 3 field goals by your blitz Spirit. The Spirit making its home just south of Cleveland and Akron, Ohio. A 3rd down and 4 at the 27. The Broncos lead the Browns 9-0. Jackson in motion. And again, the big hole for Greg Lewis. They are firing off that offensive line. Several big gainers for the Denver Broncos. That goes for 24.
Well, Greg Lewis operating as the single back there, and Elway just giving it to him on a little draw play. And really, I think Denver was just playing for field goal position there, and Lewis broke it, and now, of course, they're down in their goal line mode.
This drive started back at the 3, 1st and goal at the 5. The last time the Broncos scored a touchdown was the 3rd quarter against the Chargers 2 weeks ago. They've gone over 8 quarters without a touchdown. And Reggie Rivers is stopped behind the line by Anthony Pleasant. Anthony Pleasant in his 3rd year out of Tennessee State. How about that Denver offensive line that has heard its share of criticism? Russell Freeman and Ken Lanier at the tackles, Jeff Davidson, Doug Weidel at the guards, and Keith Karntz at center. They have done a job in particular in the 2nd half.
Well, they sure have. And Denver was facing a tough situation because if they didn't come in here and win with their future schedule, you know, they've got Kansas City coming up. They've got Washington. They got Houston. You know, they could be looking at a long losing streak. And this is a good win for them to get.
All right, here's Rivers, and he is stopped. Mike Johnson making the tackle on Reggie Rivers as we come up on 4 minutes remaining in this 4th quarter. Coming up next on most of these NBC stations, game 2 of our doubleheader. Some of you will see the Pittsburgh Steelers are off to the good start, undefeated after 3 games. They face the Green Bay Packers. Others will see the Dolphins and Seahawks or the Jets and the Rams. Pressure game for Bruce Coslett and the Jets, who are 0-3 going into today. We suggest you check your local listings. 3rd down goal at the 6. It's Rivers, and he is stopped. Ball was jarred loose, but it was whistled dead. Burnett with the tackle of Rivers. And once again, the field goal unit will check in. The Browns have taken a timeout.
Reggie Rivers just positioning for the field goal, and you know, he's down there. The ball's loose, but it's of no consequence.
David Treadwell seeking to make it 4 out of 4. He has hit from 23, from 44, and earlier this fourth quarter he connected on a 32-yard attempt. So the new combination with Tommy Maddox, the rookie quarterback from UCLA, as the holder, and David Treadwell has been clicking here today.
Well, again, the protection has to be very solid here for the Broncos because, you know, the chance of a block kick, you know, I don't want to be the devil's advocate here, but that's really the only play right now that seemingly could turn the game around in Cleveland's favor. So Denver has to be extra careful.
20-yard attempt. And he puts it through. So Treadwell is 4 of 4. And it's now Denver 12 and Cleveland nothing.
Well, Bill Belichick, of course, a little exasperated about anytime you don't have any points on the board in an NFL game, you have to be concerned. And of course, knowing Bill as well as I do and how hard he works at his job and approaching a game where you never leave a stone unturned, and this is a guy that never does that. He's got to be a little frustrated with what's gone on here today. Sometimes the situation won't let you do exactly what you want, and the breaking in a new quarterback like he's had to, it makes it tough on your offense sometimes.
Key play in this last Denver drive, a run by Reggie Rivers. This is a drive that went 12 plays, started on the 1-yard line, and this burst by Rivers for 48 yards, a career-high run in the short NFL career of Reggie Rivers, the big play.
Well, I don't think there's any question that's the biggest play of the game. Cleveland had a lot of momentum, the crowd behind them. They had Denver pinned back with a chance to get real good field position, excellent field position, and Rivers breaks it out of there, and that's the difference.
Deloiso once again unable to put it to the end zone. Baldwin with the return. Andy Baldwin unleashing. Able to get out to midfield. And it's Rivers on the stop. A 48-yard kickoff return by Baldwin, who's second in the AFC, averaging 25 yards per return.
Baldwin just reverses his fields out. Montgomery, number 22, misses him. Now he gets involved in the pursuit, but gives Cleveland one last opportunity. If they could score quickly here, they have their 2-minute offense in. They might be able to get the ball back with either an onside kick or by using their timeout.
Combination of Lilo Lang and Reggie Rivers able to bring Baldwin down. Nice one-hand grab by Pete Holohan. He has the terrific hands, and he demonstrated right there. Braxton with the stop. Cleveland in a hurry up. Just under 3 minutes remaining in this fourth quarter. Denver 12, Cleveland nothing. A second down and 5 for the Browns. And Tomczak goes incomplete. It was dropped by Holohan.
Well, Mike Tomczak's looking deep first, and that's a good idea because he's trying for the big play and then coming back to his secondary receiver second.
Offside, defense, number 90, lined up in the neutral zone, 5-yard penalty, fourth down.
Penalty called on Ron Holmes, the defensive lineman. 8th year, University of Washington, a starter at right defensive end last season, but this year, Broncos going with Kenny Walker as the starter.
Well, one of the positive things about the Cleveland situation is there's no chance to be methodical here. They've got to get 2 touchdowns to win the game, and so it's none of that kick the field goal and then try to get it back. they're just trying for the big play every play.
Leroy Ford hit by Steve Atwater. And it's a 2nd down and 3 at the 30. Tomczak off the roll and has another 1st down with Horde. Brooks with the wraps on Horde. We're approaching 2 minutes remaining in the 4th quarter. It's a 1st down at the 20. Denver 12, Cleveland nothing. Tomczak able to complete again for Holohan. And now, just under 2 minutes to go in the 4th quarter. 2-minute warning leading to the timeout. Game report, Bob O.J. and Joe Namath with scores and highlights, and also reports from our late games. Pittsburgh at Green Bay and the Jets playing the Rams in Anaheim.
Well, Pittsburgh, Mark, they haven't figured out that they were picked to finish last in the NFC Central. They think they're supposed to win it.
It's a 2nd and 5 at the 15-minute 58 to go in this 4th quarter. Tomczak with the long look, could not find anyone. And let's see, did he release it? Apparently he did. It'll be a 3rd down and 5.
Well, Friday when we were at practice, we watched Tomczak run this 2-minute drill, and of course, he hasn't gotten the ball in the end zone yet, but he did have the opportunity to practice it a couple of times on Friday, so it's not totally unfamiliar with it.
It is a 3rd and 5, and they go to the draw for Horde. Dennis Smith made the stop. It is close to the 1st down marker, and they do move the chains. He picked up the 1st down, and now Tomczak just puts it on the ground to stop the clock.
Cleveland right now's total strategy has changed, of course. They're not thinking about playing any more defense. They're going to try to score the touchdown and then go for the onside kick and get the ball. When this drive initially started with 3 minutes and 45 seconds to go, or 3:15, whatever it was, the strategy could have been different, but now it's changed. They can use a little more time if they have to be sure they get the right play here.
Bill, what has to be disconcerting for the Browns once again, 2nd straight game, no completions to wide receivers. 2nd down and 10, and Tomczak's pass is broken up. Mongo Jackson, the intended receiver. Steve Atwater with the coverage.
Denver's playing 3-on-2 on the wide receivers there. Michael Jackson out there, and the ball's being tipped underneath by Atwater. You see a Denver defender behind who had fallen on the ground, but it's a 3-on-2 situation there against Jackson and Metcalf, and it's difficult to get the ball to either one of those guys.
Minute 25 remaining, 3rd and goal from the 10. Tomczak throwing over the head of Metcalf.
Well, it's the same situation as before, except now they had 4-on-3. There were 3 receivers over there. Denver had 4 defenders, and again, it's tough to go there with the ball, and Bill Belichick's going to call a timeout because this 4th down play, if they don't hit this for a touchdown, the game's over.
Tomczak's stats, 9 of 18, only 75 yards, intercepted twice. Obviously, he has been ineffective. 2 timeouts remaining for Denver. Cleveland has 1, a minute 20 to go in this 4th quarter.
Denver's strategy here is going to be to try to keep the ball in front of the Denver defense, to settle back into the end zone. Now, Cleveland's best chance at a touchdown is probably going to be to try to get the receivers down the field over the goal line, hook up right in the goal line area, and have Tomczak try to just gun it in there to one of them in a tight spot.
It is a 4th and goal at the 10. A reminder, Next Saturday here on NBC, it'll be Stanford head coach and former NBC Notre Dame football analyst Bill Walsh leading the Stanford Cardinal against Lou Holtz Fighting Irish. Incidentally, Bill Walsh was mic'd during the Stanford-San Jose State game yesterday, and the end result will be seen on the Notre Dame pregame show. That's next Saturday, 1 o'clock Eastern Time. All right, Tomczak on 4th down, and it's dropped. Michael Jackson not able to hold on, covered by Steve Atwater.
Cleveland had the exact right play for the defense. I think it was a double post pattern. Jackson being the inside receiver. Tomczak puts it right in Jackson's hands. Should be a touchdown. Tomczak knows he had it there. That was a double post pattern. You use the exact right strategy, and you think you got the right play, and you call it, and you run it, and then you drop it, and you lose. It's 12-0.
And Browns receivers have had dropsy problems right throughout, and once again, this will be a game that will see the Cleveland Browns without a completion to a wide receiver. And there is Michael Jackson, the second-year man out of Southern Mississippi. We're down to 1:07 remaining in this 4th quarter. Right on the Old Spice NFL postgame report. Scores and highlights coming up, plus reports on the upcoming Pittsburgh Green Bay and Jets LA Ram matchups.
Well, the Jets, of course, off to a disappointing start, and you know, this is a game I think starting the season they felt like they would have a chance to win, and Chuck Knox has got those Rams ready to go today. So Bruce Coslett, big test for the Jets today out there in Los Angeles.
It is a 2nd and 11 at the 9-yard line. Denver just looking to run the clock down. Denver Broncos next week home for Kansas City. You mentioned the difficult stretch ahead, making today's game so significant for the Broncos. Then at Washington, back home for Houston. While Cleveland next week, sitting it out. It's a bye week for the AFC Central. And the Browns resume at home against Pittsburgh October 11th, and they're home for Green Bay, followed by 3 on the road at New England, Cincinnati, and Houston. Browns will drop to 1-3, and Denver, despite all their difficulties, 3 up and 1 down.
Carl Mecklenburg said it best. You know, they have a young team. They needed to get a win on the road. They think they have a big advantage playing at Mile High Stadium, and they got this win today here against a good, solid Cleveland defense, but not much offensively for Cleveland.
And the Broncos turning it around on the ground. Several long runs certainly help, but 40 carries, 188 yards. They rushed for just under 5 yards per carry. Denver 12, Cleveland nothing. The final score.